says to Harker Bay, Toronto Johnson. I called for a mortgage court on brother Toronto Johnson. And anybody who's riding with him with this scandal, with these videos of me and my wife frauding the people. I never saw my brothers and sisters serving these packages when I was with Daweed Ali and them and Taj and them used to come to Chicago. He says to Harker Bay, Toronto Johnson. I called for a mortgage court on brother Toronto Johnson. And anybody who's riding with him with this scandal, with these videos of me and my wife frauding the people. I never saw my brothers and sisters serving these packages when I was with Daweed Ali and them and Taj and them used to come to Chicago. He says to Harker Bay, Toronto Johnson. He says to Harker Bay, Toronto Johnson. He says to Harker Bay, Toronto Johnson. I called for a mortgage court on brother Toronto Johnson. And anybody who's riding with him with this scandal, with these videos of me and my wife frauding the people. I never saw my brothers and sisters serving these packages when I was with Daweed Ali and them and Taj and them used to come to Chicago.
I laid them old boys to rest. They was dead sleep anyway. Sleepwalking, they keep talking. I probably catch a charge and I don't care what any say. Yeah, I'm the people's grand sheik and the people's grand sheik. Ain't seen a man I can't beat. Only the gods is my equal. You mortals, you just my sequel. You just my sequel. What the 85ers? Dip divers? Trying to symbolize us? You already dead. Who done got up in your head? Rent free. You wanna know who sent me? Who sent you? Head. I tried to pull you out the pit, but you got a ball froggy. Stop talking real crazy. Eyes foggy. Couldn't see you fall. Then I had to bring dogs. Walking all up in your ear. Acting like you don't care. Oh, you don't care? Like you don't deserve life. Oh yeah. And you really don't care, right? Oh, you don't care, right? Well, we gon' really check that. Bet that. Respect that. Since you said you ain't scared to die. I laid them young boys to rest. They was dead sleep anyway. I laid them old boys to rest. They was sleepwalking anyway. I'm the people's grand sheik. I ain't seen a man I can't beat. I laid them young boys to rest. They was sleepwalking anyway. I would take you on any day. Michigan, New York, Cali, where you at? What you thought? From that town to Baltimore, everybody on the road is all raw. They ready, choppers. I don't really think you want the problem. Hold up, raise the thought up. Back to a law, hey. I try to get him out the bed, sleepwalking anyway. Sleepwalking anyway. Wake up, keep talking. Sleepwalking anyway. Wake up, I don't care what any say. Nobody. I'm the people's grand sheik and the people's grand sheik. I ain't seen a man I can't beat. Never. You mortals, you just my sequel. You mortals, you just my sequel. Only equals is the gods. You mortals, that's my sequel. I see dead people. Hey. I see dead people. I lay them old boys to rest. dead sleep anyway.
Fried the people. I never saw my brothers and sisters signing me packages when I was with Dolly.
I laid them young boys to rest. They was dead sleep anyway. Hey, people saying I ain't never met a man that I can't beat. Never. The gods is my only equal. That's it. You mortals, you just my sequel. That's it.
I call for a more short on Brother Toronto Johnson.
Check. Y'all ready?
Anybody who's riding with him. With
Check 1, 2. Y'all ready?
Or with these videos of me and my wife.
Y'all ready?
Fried the
Check. Y'all ready? Can y'all hear me? Y'all ready? Hold on. I got to know if y'all can hear me. Check 1, 2. Can y'all hear me? Because this is going to be a fabulous show. I mean, this is going to be a fabulous show. Are y'all ready? Loud and clear? Cryptonomics, are you ready? This one is going to be one for the books. See, this is one of them stories that I covered from the beginning. You follow me? This is one of them stories that I covered from the beginning. And when you cover a story from the beginning, it's a beautiful thing to see it all the way through. I'm going to give y'all the backdrop in a minute. Just let this play out.
I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. If you a friend of the Moors, then you a friend of mine. I was told to watch my enemies, now hold my line. Those that speak against the prophet, they speak against me. And I'm speaking about the prophet over Drew Ali, who was the first to remind you and bind you back to Morocco, the mountains, Mississippi, and Quebec. Told you wasn't black, proved it with straight facts. You tripping off trucks, you need to be tripping off that. Now here we go again, acting like you a slave. The same people talk European how to bathe. And look at that women buying European hair. No love for self, but do the men really care? Have now, cause they got a love for Europe. Whole generation chasing pills, weed and syrup. Yeah, they love no yachty, Tucci, Gucci, Kodak. I laid them all.
I'm back, man. I'm back. We got to get started. Family. It's 10 o'clock on the East Coast. People got real jobs. Shout out to my brother, Dr. Marcial. Peace family. Listen, it's time to get busy, family. I don't even want to delay this any longer. But let me say this, family. Listen, I want y'all to know this. I mean, I want y'all to know this, family. There is not one show that I've done on Moorish World TV where I jumped out the window to initiate to try to throw anybody under the bus. Let's be clear. I want to be clear now. Let's start back. One of the only shows that I did on my own, because I thought the brother was suspect from the beginning, and I think he's suspect today, is Grandmaster J. You know what I'm saying? These brothers and sisters that have come on this show, they threw their own self under the bus. I've never asked Krystal Muhammad to come on the show. She reached out to me. And when she reached out to me and came on the show, she lied, fleeced the people, and she got herself thrown under the bus. I never asked Malik to come on the show. Malik, actually, whenever he did my interview, he asked me to come on the show. And when he came on the show, some of the things that he said did not add up. Sister Janny reached out to me, Janae reached out to me for Brother Biko. I didn't reach out to them. They asked me to come on the show. And rightfully so. I heard the story, and I thought that it was worthy to try to support Stephen Biko and the whole situation for all parties involved. Now, when I heard the story, the first thing that I said was, man, this is bad. And the first thing, if you go back and listen to the story, one of the things I said was, what about the husband and wife? What about that? No one spoke too much about the husband and wife. Anybody remember? Press 7 if y'all remember. I was concerned about the young brother and the husband and wife. because no one was saying nothing. What's with the husband and wife? I didn't know their name because nobody really put a name to it, or they said it so fast that it really wasn't significant. So we thought that it wasn't significant. All the tension was on Biko and on Akbar. Anybody remember? And we didn't even have a face to the husband and wife. And y'all know how I get down. I'm the type of person where as though we can be cool until something don't add up. When it don't add up, I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. So all the way into the moment that Brother Biko was released, it really blew me sideways that after I allowed Sister Janny to propagate support for Brother Biko, Biko would get released and never even reach out to send me a text to say thank you. I thought that was rather odd. And what I thought was even more odd was that, because listen, if I'm in trouble, right, I wouldn't care if I'm not guilty and I go all the way through the process and I come home. You understand what I'm saying? If someone was there to assist me while I was under the iron hand of oppression and that Roman yoke around my neck, even if I wasn't guilty and they had nothing on me, if someone was there to assist me, the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna send a text, Facebook, YouTube, man, thank you, brother, for all that you did. I ain't hear nothing. I thought that was odd. Then the next thing I know, Brother Biko, we know him as Stephen Biko or Stephen Muhammad. Next thing you know, I do a show with Sister Janie. He reached out to me, or Janae, he reached out to me. His name is Stephen Muhammad Bey. I said, good goodness gracious. I said, good goodness gracious. And the only reason that he reached out to me is because I did the interview with Sister Janae. So I'm all over the place. I'm like, man, I can't believe this. They got me again. And I'm not talking about Sister Janae or Biko for all intents and purpose. I'm just saying they got me again because I didn't have all the pieces and I didn't know where this was going. But let me tell you something. A friend of the show told me, in fact, before I go any further, I got to send this to the friend of the show. A friend of the show told me, he said, Brother Akbar, I will not turn against you. I don't agree with everything you say, but I will not turn against you. And I will get to the bottom of this. And when I do, I will let you know what's up. And so, y'all might don't know who it is. And it's all good. But he got to the bottom of it to some degree. But what we have today is the husband and wife on the show. And they get to tell their story. Remember what I said about Morris World TV. Morris World TV is about the truth. And if one accuses somebody or throw someone under the bus and one feel that they would like to respond, I will allow them to respond. And I warn people, don't come on this show if you're not going to be ready for a response, because it doesn't matter if you're talking about religion. It doesn't matter if you're talking about Black Power, your philosophy on Black Power. It doesn't matter what you're talking about. If you come on Morris World TV, be prepared to give an account for what you say. Because if someone reaches out to me and say, brother, that's not how it went, this is how it goes, and this is my story of what I experienced, I'm going to let the story be told. Because there's too many people out here that's jamming our people up, It's too many people that are putting our people in a position that they don't even want to stand on the front line and freedom fight anymore. It's too many people that are making these moves against the principle of what a revolutionary is, and it makes people discouraged to even want to even walk into the realm of being a revolutionary, due to the fact of those people that's faking and fronting and throwing our people who are true revolutionaries under the bus. So with that being said, I'd like to invite my guest, Kabaka, Maroon, and Sister Brenda Harris, the husband and wife team that was driving, or Sister Brenda was driving the vehicle. If y'all remember the story, Kabaka, he was on the passenger side, and he'll tell his story in a minute. But I want to invite them to the show. Brother Maroon, and y'all know the Brother Maroon. When we deal with the Maroon, we dealing with the Moors. So we got family in the building tonight. Brother Kabaka, how you doing, brother? Let your wife introduce herself first, and then because I'm a Southern gentleman, ladies first. How you doing, Miss Brenda?
I'm good. My name is Brenda Harris.
So Miss Brenda, this is a tough conversation for me because the situation played out on Moorish World TV from the first time, from the moment that the handcuffs hit your wrist. Someone reached out to me for me to cover the story, and the story that we got was a little bit scattered, I will say, but I'm glad that you're here to tell your story, and we're about to rock and roll because I think we deserve the true and the other side, or even if you confirm what we've been told. But one thing for sure, two things for certain. It's a shame that y'all will have to be in jail and someone will walk away, because I wish jail on no one. But Miss Brenda, for all intents and purposes, you and Brother Kabaka could be my auntie and uncle. I can't see my auntie and uncle in jail. This is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at my auntie and uncle going to jail. For when I heard the story for something you wasn't even, shouldn't have been in handcuffs for. Put it like that. So let me get my brother Kabaka in my room. Brother Kabaka, how you doing, brother?
Pretty good now, brother.
So brother, let's start from the beginning. Sister Brenda, how long have you been a part of the new Black Panther Party, if you will?
About 3 years.
3 years, 3 years. And you was under the leadership of Brother Malik Zulu Shabazz at that time when this all took place?
No.
Or was y'all separated at that time?
Hashim Azinga.
Oh, Hashim. Okay, you was under Hashim. Okay, I got you. During the time of this incident, was that the time that the separation happened, so to say?
Yes.
Okay, I got you. Because, you know, on the show, Miss Brenda and Brother Kabaka, they were saying that Malik had set somebody up, and it didn't really make a lot of sense. Now, I think Malik is compromised just like anybody else, but it didn't make a lot of sense that Malik would be able to get somebody to go into a grocery store or a little convenience store while he was in D.C. That just didn't make sense. But he said that the story was that Malik set all this up. So let me give everybody a backdrop, and then I'm gonna let you go, Brother Kabaka. The backdrop is that they were at some event, and Brother Kabaka can clarify this, and I guess Sister Brenda can chime in. They were at some event in Washington, North Carolina, and at this event, something happened at a convenience store, and the brothers was dispatched, and Sister Brenda moved in that direction with the brothers, and then something happened at the store, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Press 7 if y'all remember that story. Y'all remember? Y'all remember that story? Press 7 if y'all remember that story, because Brother Kabaka is going to pick up on the story with what really happened, because that's the part that we haven't. And Brother Kabaka, I'm gonna send you a link of the interview that we had, so you can hear the other side too. So yeah, we got 7s in the building. So Brother Kabaka, what led y'all to be in Washington, North Carolina? How did y'all end up in Washington, North Carolina? What was going on?
It was the first Juneteenth celebration in Washington, Little Washington, North Carolina. And then we had a great time there. you know, and it was probably around 5:30 in the afternoon. A brother from the Washington chapter of the new Black Panther Party approached me, stating that an Arab pulled a gun on him, and his wife jumped in front of the gun and told him he's not gonna shoot her husband. And this Arab had a history of pulling guns on black men, you know, trying to intimidate them, you know. And so I went to Brother Biko and approached him about it, because he was out there. We all was out there at the celebration, the Juneteenth event, and told him about it. And I said, he said, well, let's go over there and approach the guy. First of all, I was a chairman of the whole state of North Carolina. And so I ran North Carolina, you know, and how we move in a form of, we're not going to tolerate no other race trying to intimidate black people. You know what I'm saying? And so we drove to the store, you know, me, my wife, Akbar, and Biko. My intentions were to approach the guy and let him know we're not going to tolerate him pulling guns on black people. That was my whole intention, and it was my wife's intentions as well. So when we got to the store, you know, that wasn't Akbar and Biko intention. It wasn't match mine, you know. So he put our life in danger with this Arab. This Arab.
Oh, are you saying that that you say that Biko put your life in danger with the Arab?
Yes, him and Akbar.
Let me ask you a question. Let me fall back for 1 second. Someone asked, why was the brother at the store in the first place? Was he at the store while y'all was at the Juneteenth, or was that a prior engagement at the store?
It was a prior engagement, you know. Did
it happen that day?
No, it happened like a week or two before.
So the brother, see, this is the part we didn't get. So the brother was at the store a week prior.
Yes.
And so he mentioned that at the Juneteenth location, and y'all decided, okay, let's go check this guy out. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. The brother, yes, he approached me because he knew that I was the chairman of the state of North Carolina, and, you know, the chairman of Charlotte, North Carolina. And he heard of me. I met the brother before. And so he was looking for me the whole time, and he finally caught up with me, and he was in uniform. So like I said, we went there. The brother felt humiliated in front of his wife due to the fact this Arab pulled a fire on him, and his wife jumped in front of him. He couldn't do nothing at that time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He felt humiliated. That's a bad way to feel, like you can't defend your wife at that moment when this punk right here just pulled a gun on you. You know what I'm saying? You know, so that's why he wanted me. He approached me because he knew the fact that I was going to assess the problem. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to go about it the professional way of the Panthers, the new Black Panther Party, the self-defense. I wanted to go about it the correct way. You know what I'm saying? And not go and put our lives in danger where we could have ended up getting shot. These Arabs be strapped. You know, I ain't got nothing against no Islamic period. But, you know, the Arabs be strapping bombs to themselves. They don't care. If they get pissed off, it's all over for everybody. You know
so let me ask you, what is the correct way of engaging as official Black Panther member, new Black Panther member?
Yeah. So the correct way to do it is we was going to approach this guy and find out what happened. And I was going to let him know that we're not going to tolerate, you know, our brothers in the community being intimidated by having a firearm pulled on them. You know what I'm saying? And I would let him know we wasn't going to tolerate that anymore. You know, we wouldn't tolerate that, period. So that was my intentions to do that. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't work out that way. You know, so like I said, our life was put in danger due to the decision that the other two idiots made when they went in the store.
So what decision, as you say, the other two idiots? Who we talking about?
Akbar and Biko. Who stood up idiots for real? You know.
So when you say idiots, right? What exactly would lead you to say that? How was the situation handled? If you could paint a picture.
Because being that I was the over the whole state of North Carolina, he didn't have no authority, him or Akbar, to even speak. I was supposed to speak to the guy. You know what I'm saying? And once we went in, they decide they're going to just overtake everything. You know what I'm saying? And the guy started apologizing and whatever. You know what I'm saying? The Arab saying he was sorry and so on and so forth. You know, so they decided they just going to take it a whole different direction and put our life in danger. You know what I'm saying? And once that happened and we left the store, the Arab started pursuing us in his vehicle. You know what I'm saying?
So you're saying that the Arab will basically trying to bow out, and I guess for all intents and purposes, he ain't want no trouble.
No, he didn't.
Okay.
He was scared to death when he seen us come in uniform. You know what I'm saying? And he was scared. And when I got ready to say something to him, they just like took the whole situation in their own hands.
If you can when taking it to their own hands, you're saying not following protocol, being reckless?
Not at all. They didn't follow protocol. They was reckless. Like I said, they put my life in danger. They put my wife's life in danger. She was in the vehicle, wait for us, because like I said, her intention was, as well as my intention, was go in there and a step to the guy in a way that the Panthers supposed to go about doing things when it's a threat in the neighborhood to our black people. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, they decide they're going to go in there and handle it a different way. You know, and the Arab said they went in there and robbed him. You know what I'm saying? And they said they was on video. So once that happened, we left, we came outside and they started yelling, take off, take off, take off to my wife. And my wife looking like shocked, like, what the world are you talking about? So we had it's broad daylight now in a big white minivan, Honda Odyssey. So as we was pulling out the lot, this Arab jumped in a Mercedes Jeep and started following us from a distance on 911, giving a description of our vehicle. You know, so when we pulled over at, they did a bust a U because they passed right by us, the sheriff. He bust a U and they hit us with the lights. And I told my wife, just pull in this parking lot. And they jumped out, asked us where we coming from, and I wasn't answering anything. I was like, why? You know what I'm saying? So Arab finally pulled up in a lot too, jumped out the car, ran to the sheriff, started showing him a phone, some video he had on the phone, whatever. So they asked us all to step out of the car. They said, you all being detained until we get to the bottom of this, until the, cause we was in Pitt County, that store was in Pitt County. So we drove over across the bridge into Beaufort County, which is out of their jurisdiction. But the Pitt County, the one who pulled us over, and they went over into the other county. They have no authority over us, so they had to wait till the other sheriffs came over there. So they said, all you guys being detained. They put handcuffs on me, my wife, and Biko, and they put handcuffs on Akbar. He's standing there.
But hold up, brother. Did you think that was kind of odd? Because when Biko told the story, he didn't say anything about they didn't put handcuffs on Akbar, but what he did say was that Akbar was kind of standing apart from y'all.
He was.
Yeah, yeah.
He was.
And so this is like another link to the puzzle where you said that, okay, they put handcuffs on y'all, but didn't put handcuffs on y'all, but didn't put handcuffs on Akbar. When that happened, what was going through your mind, Miss Brenda?
I was shocked because the way it looked. He told me he went to talk to the police officer. He came back and asked me to take the charge.
And you know what? That's consistent with Biko said. Biko said that he went and said something to the police officer, and then he said something into your ear. And that must, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna just say this right here. All right. I noticed there's still people following Akbar saying they love him and all this other type of stuff. All those people that saying they love Akbar and they're gonna support him, I deleted them off my Facebook. Okay, I don't want nothing to do with you. And if you still follow Akbar, you take your black butt off my Facebook. I don't want nothing to do with you. You just take the DX.
Well, so I mean, when you say okay, go ahead, brother.
Excuse me, but what my wife is saying about taking the charge, Akbar was sitting behind me. Yes, I am going to say, because everybody needs to know what type of snake you're dealing with. Akbar had his firearm on his side in the holster, right? Biko was sitting in the back seat with Akbar behind my wife. We got 2 bucket seats in the back. You close enough to touch knees in the back. Akbar took his whole entire holster off and put the gun between our 2 seats in the front and left his holster
before
in the back.
Uploaded to YouTube.
So you telling me Steve didn't see him do that? So Steve see him do that.
Let me slow it down. So you saying that Akbar had the burner and he in the back seat in the bucket seat, he puts the burner between the seat and Biko back there. You said that obviously
he was doing it.
Right.
Yes, and he was doing this as the cop was pulling us over.
Did you know that Biko had the gun? I mean, not Biko, Akbar. I'm sorry.
Yes, I got picked. That's his gun he brought down from DC.
Okay.
He carried it with him. He had a holster. I still got the holster somewhere around the ears. I still got the holster. You know what I'm saying? And well, like I said, there's no way he didn't see Akbar take his holster off and stuff that gun between me and my wife 2 front seats. So therefore, you were down with it too. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he whispered in my wife's ear, take the charge for the gun, because my wife was a registered firearm owner. You know what I'm saying? And I told the cop, I said, listen, my wife got a firearm in the vehicle and she licensed. So they had 1 cop on the driver's side, 1 cop on the passenger side. He took a firearm out, took the clip out, cocked it, made sure it wasn't one in the chamber, and put it back in the glove box. Okay, then the punk cop was on the driver's side. He came out holding the gun up in his hands. Oh, who gun is this? You know what I'm saying? And you had this snake Akbar standing there looking goofy in the face. And I'm looking at him. I didn't see a holster on him, and I didn't see his firearm. I was like, oh, man, this dude, I know this dude not doing this to us. And sure enough, he did it. And the cop asked us about 4 times, who firearm? And nobody would say nothing. You know what I'm saying? So after that, the cop said, okay, who vehicle is this? And I says, it's my wife and my vehicle, it's both our vehicles. They said, well, you're under arrest for possession of a felony possession of a stolen firearm. I'm looking like, wait a minute, stolen? How in the world you know this firearm is stolen? You just looked in the car. So all that stuff is a setup, man. Firearm came straight from out of South Carolina. I got it in my police report. How you run that firearm that fast? Like it's all was a setup, man. And they still got people following this dude.
So would it be safe to say that y'all just remain silent? And
Akbar set us up.
Akbar set us up.
Let me ask you this: how do you feel like he set y'all up? You know what I'm saying? With the gun, and he didn't take the charge, or how else could it be? He like
excuse me. When Akbar first got in the van, he had his holster with the gun in the holster around his waist.
Okay.
When we started being pursued by the cops, he took his holster off with his firearm off. And that firearm that he had in that holster, he stuffed it between our two front seats, like in the middle on the floor, between our two front seats in the front. And they charged me and my wife for it. You know what I'm saying? Because it was close towards the front. And he left his holster in the back, in between the two seats where him and Biko was sitting. That's what pissed me off about this whole situation. Because if he would have went by protocol, Biko, we would have never been in that predicament. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get on here talking like he this almighty type situation, and he the one who put us all in danger. This dude could take him out blasted.
What compelled you not to say, Akbar, take that gun? That's your gun.
Because I'm gonna say this right here. I'm from the streets of New England.
I feel you. I feel you. I mean, I understand. No, listen to me. I truly understand, but I just want to know your perception at that time. You and your wife perception. Like, what compelled you to say, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and eat this, and I deal with it as it go.
Yeah, because the reason why I did that, because like I said, we got a code in New England. You know what I'm saying? A no snitch code. You know, so I stood my ground as a Black militant warrior, because that's why I signed up for the Panthers for. You know what I'm saying? And I said, we just got to eat this whole situation. I said, because I'm not going to turn to him and say, dude, why you put this gun in? Because I know it's yours. You know, so we just ate it. I went to jail that night, and my wife went to jail that night, and I had to pay cash to get out. You know what I'm saying? And then dig this right here. We had a hearing in Wilson, North Carolina, for all formations about Akbar, why he set me and my wife up. They found him guilty. He testified in...
Bring that back. You said they had what? Say it one more time.
We had a court hearing in Wilson, North Carolina. Okay, all formations, because the different formations, everybody was taking the heat from this whole situation, what was going on, and they wasn't trusting in the Panthers no more and other formations. They were like, nah, we don't trust them now, and they, you know, he's feeling some type of way. So the brother out of Wilson, he set up a court hearing for all Panthers to show up, all formations, different formations to show up. I didn't show up because I didn't want to drop Akbar. So I said, I'm not going to show up. You know what I'm saying? You know, because I know for a fact he working for the cave mutt devils. You know what I'm saying? And I know that's what he's doing. He working for them, and most likely the other ones too. Biko too. Okay? And how the world you get out. But anyway, they had a hearing. I was on the phone, and he was there in person. And Janae was there too in person. A lot of formations was there. They found him guilty because he had a chance to testify. They asked him, did he put that firearm between our seat? He said yes. And they said, why? He said, because I put it there because I wanted to make sure Brother Kabaka and my wife have a firearm to blast at the cops. I was like, what are you, stupid?
Hold up, brother.
That's what exactly he said. He said, didn't he say it? You see my wife shaking her head. He said that. I was like, what are you, stupid? He said that, and I just wanted to hear him admit to it that he set us up. He kept denying it. That was a second hearing. He had a first hearing. I was, you know, back home, I was yelling so loud, you know, we had to just get off the hearing because I was like ready. Oh man. You tell me, we went through so much because of this dude, man. Like we lost practically everything except our mind. You know You know what I'm saying? It's the only thing we didn't lose. We lost our townhome. Okay. My wife almost lost her license. They tried to revoke her gun license. She almost lost her nursing license. You know what I'm saying? How long you go to school, babe? It's like 8 years, right?
8 years.
8 years, and they was ready. They were threatening to take that.
Yeah.
Okay, we had to move out of North Carolina because it was so bad. We moved out of the whole state of North Carolina.
Brother, why does it seem okay? Let me ask you this. Let me rewind for a minute, because one of the questions that I asked a lot of people and no one could answer it. I asked, if I'm not mistaken, I think I asked Sister Janae. I've asked a few other people associated with Akbar. Where does Akbar come from, and is his name Akbar?
That's not even his name. Nobody know his name.
Huh?
Nobody know his name.
His real name, I'm gonna tell you what he did though. The cop asked to see everybody identification, right?
Right.
Akbar hesitated to go in his back pocket, so he went in his back pocket and he flashed it to the cop real quick and then put it back. You know what I'm saying? So this guy, I traveled the country with him, you know, had his back. We was all over the country. You know what I'm saying? And in all that time, I had no idea that I was traveling with a trifling snake. You know what I'm saying? And I respect my elders, but I don't respect somebody that try to damage you like that and infiltrate. You know what I'm saying? You know, so
my thing is, what grown man would ask a woman
to take the charge?
To take a charge.
Exactly.
Like just say all else is a lie. But what kind of man would ask a woman? You always send the children and the women home. You go, yeah. That's it. Like yeah. I just don't get that part. Let me ask you, when y'all got caught up, if you will, was there any organizational backing to help support y'all get out, like NAA? I mean, New Black Panther Party, I mean, called NAACP.
Yeah, a bunch of coons. Yeah, no, they ain't help us. Nobody helped us. Nobody. It got so, like I said, man, it got so emotional. You know, my wife, she cried for 2 weeks straight. It was really bad. It had me leaking tears, you know what I'm saying? And I only could talk about that so long. I get emotional, but
man, I can imagine. That's your wife. I couldn't imagine my wife. Oh my goodness.
And I said, you know, like I said, we lost everything. You know, we even lost a vehicle. You know what I'm saying? So we lost a lot. And nobody supported us. Nobody did nothing. It got so bad, you know, I resigned from the Panthers, but I didn't have nobody like a national chairman to submit my resignation to. So basically, I'm still a Panther because I didn't submit my resignation. Because I wasn't going to submit it to Malik. You know what I'm saying? Because we wasn't seeing eye to eye. You know what I'm saying? And the other brother ended up passing away. You know what I'm saying? The chairman, Hashim, he passed away. So if he were living, I would have submitted to him, because you know we end up starting our own organization, which is called Black Unity for Self-Defense. And like I said it before, and I'm saying it now. I have a military grade lie detector polygraph machine, and you will be polygraphed.
Well, let me ask you this, brother, before you go there, I wanted to share something with y'all, if I can. Let's see if we can listen to this.
Yes, sir.
So,
yes, sir. You know, she said, baby, something ain't right with this. So when we park and pull over, we noticed at that point that there are already Panthers already right there, right where we pulled over at. Now, where did these Panthers come from? Then we recognize these Panthers as being those that are with Malik's formation. They were all.
So Biko is saying in this conversation right here that when they entered into that June 10th celebration, that there were already Malik Black Panthers there, and that's where he said that the setup started at.
That's a straight up lie. He knew the Panthers was going to be there because that dude Jay, they call King Jay out of South Carolina, he was in formation for Malik, and he was running all the Panthers that was in formation with Malik. And Biko knew that Malik Panthers was going to be there. See, what happened, the split was they was going to have Akbar to be the chairman of the new Black Panther Party, and it didn't happen like that. So they separated, and he knew for a fact that Malik Panthers is going to be there. You know what I'm saying? And he was talking to them. You know what I'm saying? Because
so you said Biko was actually talking to them?
Yes, he was talking to a lot of them.
Well, on the interview here, I can't play the whole thing, but on the interview here, it sounds like that they were looking at them as the other side.
Okay, that's not true because, like I said, he was talking to King Jay and some other brothers that was in that formation too. You know what I'm saying?
Well, indulge me for a second. I want to get to a part. It's two parts that I want to share with you. Let me see if I can get to it.
So the same Arab guy came to the video. So he called me by name. I looked at Akbar. So the officer told me, he said, well, where did y'all just come from? I said, we just came from. So when we park and pull over in the middle of the street, we go to top of a bridge. They make a U-turn in the middle of the street. So we pull over. So when we pull over, now bear in mind, the whole time that we're traveling, there are police following us and there's him following us. Right? So, and there are police coming past us. So when we park and pull over, we notice at that point that there are already Panthers already right there, right where we pulled over at. Now, where did these Panthers come from? Then we recognize these Panthers as being those that are with Malik's formation.
So in that part, I think he's saying that when y'all left the store, it was Panthers there.
Okay, let me straighten that out right now. All right, I just heard him saying we was being followed by the cops, which is a straight up lie. Okay, if you have a guy on 911 saying his store just got robbed, you think the cop's gonna follow us? The cop's gonna be in pursuit at us. Okay, so they didn't follow us at all. They didn't even know where the van was at. The van was traveling when we was on our way to cross the bridge, almost crossed the bridge. Once you cross that bridge, you over into another county. The cop bypassed us going a different direction, and he looked at the van. He tried to bust a U, but it was too much traffic. Okay, so he didn't get a chance to bust that U. They gave us just enough time to pull closer to this parking lot that we pulled over in. When we got there, there wasn't no Panthers there. They pulled up after. Some of the Panther chapters of Little Washington, North Carolina pulled up. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't there when we pulled up.
Let me play a little bit. Let me play this real quick.
Better judgment. I deployed and went to the store myself, Imam Akbar, and two other comrades, along with the brother that the store owner pulled the weapon on. We go to the store. I don't mind telling this part of it because it's all on videotape anyway.
Well, brother, you know, we my thing is we seasoned a little bit to know what we you know what I mean can talk and what we may not be too comfortable with. So now right here, I'm trying to tell him, you know, basically watch what you say. Watch this. So, but I trust you understand what's happening.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we get to the store and a Arab store owner comes out and he says, "What's going on here?" So I said, "Can we step in the store for a minute?" So I can have a conversation with you. So we step in the store. I see cameras everywhere. So I said, "Well, this young man stated that you pulled a firearm on him. Is that true? So he said, myself and this guy have problems all the time. So I told the brother, I said, stand down. So the brother was about to say something. I said, brother, hold on. I got to call y'all right back because they gave us a 60-second warning.
So as y'all see, he's going to call back in a minute. He's going to tell the story. But if somebody want to chime in real quick, you can. From the,
we need you to secure that fire. You find it out and tell.
From call is being recorded, so
you find it out until after we got to the store, right? That all the officers that were at the park followed us. So when we get there, the store owner, he admits that he pulled the gun on the young brother. So I asked the store owner, I said, you know, is this your policy? Whenever you have a dispute with the person, you immediately grab for your weapon and you pull your weapon. I said that's a sign of being unstable and creating an environment that is extremely hostile and possibly an environment where somebody gets hurt, you get hurt. What we need you to do is this: we need you to secure that firearm because you're not mentally stable enough to be able to have that on your possession. Do you have a lockbox here? So he said no. I said, well, can you take your firearm and secure it in your vehicle, or take the clip out of it and take the bullet that's in the chamber, take that out, put it in separate places or something, because something can happen very tragic here. Somebody can come in here that you don't understand what they're saying, and they don't understand what you're saying, and y'all engage in an argument, and your first recourse is to grab your gun, and somebody can get seriously hurt in here. So he said, well, I'm not gonna put my gun in my car. So I said, well, look, what I need you to do is I need you to take the bullets out of the gun, because we have children out here. We have women out here. We have citizens out here that may not understand how you talk. You may not understand how they talk, and the conflict may arise. So we need you to secure that weapon. That's what we're asking you to do, so that this incident doesn't happen again, or one similar to it doesn't go bad again. So he stated to me, I don't have the gun on me. So I'm looking at him clearly. He's right in front of me, so I can see the gun bulging in his waistband. So I said, so basically what you're telling me is that you don't have the gun on you. Where's that in your waistband? So he said, that's none of your business. And he said, but then again, yes, that's my gun right here. So the brother was going around the counter. I told the brother, I said, no, hold fast, bro. Stay where you at. But by that time, the brother had already responded and pulled the store owner's gun out of his waistband and put it on the counter. When he put it on the counter, I took the gun off the counter, took the clip out, put the gun by the door, and we walked out. The store owner came out behind us. We got in our vehicles and we left. And he followed us at breakneck speed. So when he's following us, the police are following him, and there's police coming past us, and they make a U-turn in the middle of the street. We go off the top of a bridge. They make a U-turn in the middle of the street. So we pull over. So when we pull over, now bear in mind the whole time.
All right, I want to stop right there for a second. Now, the way he broke that down, I thought it was, for me, I thought if I was facing some charges like that, I'm telling you, I wouldn't be in jail talking about no phone. I'm telling my story to the judge, or, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
There's nowhere in the world. I thought that was pretty odd, Biko, if you're watching. I must admit, I thought that was pretty odd. Because there is no way I mean, once you take a plea, or you take a plea and you say, well, yeah, you know, you got me on camera. Okay, give me my 18 months or 6 months. But this was in the detention center.
And everything is being recorded. He practically threw his own self under the bus. Everything he said on that recording was a straight up lie. Okay? Was a lie. Okay? So everything he said, like I said, was a lie. He threw his own self under the bus. And the question is how he get out. Okay.
Shout out to Global Media. Global Media said, could no man tell me how to handle my firearms, especially in my own business.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you ask yourself, anybody with common sense, ask yourself, why you take this man's firearm, take the clip out, and sit it at the door, and then turn your back, get in the vehicle, and leave? Why are they pursuing us? if you left his fire from you.
And I think if I play the video, I'm not going to play the whole thing, but if I play the video, I think I asked him that. I said, well, how could you be charged with robbery? And he said, because the store owner couldn't find the gun or something. Something to that effect. Because
he's a lying idiot. That's why. That's why he. I put it like this. Okay. He put our life in danger. Him and Akbar when they took their black tail in that store, and I was in there too. Okay, we went in there, like I said, to approach the man to make sure that never take place again. What he was doing to the black community. Okay, but it didn't work out like that. Thanks to those two clowns, did what they did. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna make up a lie. You in jail on a recording phone, telling the story. You know what I'm saying? You basically put yourself at that situation because the guy said it's armed robbery. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yeah. So how did this is the one thing I was trying to understand. How did it get to the point where he was charged with armed robbery, if you will? You know,
because the guy, I was listening, you know what I'm saying? Because the Arab said the cop tried to be slick. Because you know, all cops try to be slick when they asking questions and stuff like that. They're a bunch of cowards. I can't stand you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you know that. Get that out of the way. But you know, the cop said, "Oh, armed robbery." I said, "What you talking about? Armed robbery? What was robbed? What was taken from him?" He wouldn't say nothing. I said, "Well, I tell you what. You don't want to say nothing. We'll plead the fifth," and I say nothing. So he said, "Okay, well, the guy said somebody took a firearm from him." I said, "I don't know anything about that." That's why they wanted to search our vehicle. Because the Arab claimed they took the firearm from him. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to say it was in our vehicle, which they ain't find no firearm in our vehicle. Only firearm they found in our vehicle was the one that Akbar placed there and set up me and my wife.
This is crazy, man. This is crazy.
You know,
and so I want to play a little bit more, bro, because this, I think this is kind of new to you and your wife, right?
Yes, that video. Yeah, because she took it out. I tried to listen to it, and she took it down real quick because she had it. She took that video down and erased it so nobody can listen to it because she knew. Huh?
Who took it down?
Janae took it down.
The video of followed us, and there's him following.
Oh, hold up. So here we go. Watch this.
Right. So, and there are police coming past us. So when we park and pull over, we notice at that point that there are already Panthers already right there, right where we pulled over at. Now, where did these Panthers come from?
So I think that he keeps saying that, but I think that is the point where the police pull you over and there's Panthers there. Was it Panthers there when y'all got pulled over?
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
Then we recognize these Panthers as being those that are with Malik's formation. They were already on the scene.
So he says that there was Panthers that was with Malik formation already on the scene.
That's a lie.
So when the officers walk up to the vehicle, they tell us to show up their hands. So at the same time, I got the video rolling. So he said, "Well, you can record." I said, "I intend to." So the officer specifically called me by name, Officer Stephen Beeman. Beaman. Beeman. He's a sheriff. He's a sheriff for the Pitt County Sheriff's Department. He called me by name. He said, Mr. Biko, can you exit the vehicle? But he didn't call me.
Have you ever? Oh, what you say? You say, Sister Brenda? That's a lie.
That's a lie.
It is a lie. Straight up lie. They didn't know nobody's name in that vehicle. That's why they asked for our identification. All three of us, or actually all four of us, Akbar hesitated, wait till we pulled ours out, and we showed our identification. And then he pulled his out and flashed it to the cop and put it back in his pocket. We hand the cop our joint. The cop put it in his hand. You know what I'm saying? So I told him, I said, give me my license back. You know what I'm saying? He wrote my name down, all that, and you still holding my license. I said, hand me my license, man. You know what I'm saying? And he gave our license back. You know what I'm saying? Biko had identification, but me and my wife, you know, we had our license to the cop. You know, and like I said, the whole time, Akbar standing there with no handcuffs on. We had handcuffs because they detained us. You know what I'm saying? Because they felt they consider us as a threat. We all was in uniform.
Why would you think that Akbar wouldn't have cuffs on?
He's a oh.
Yeah, go. He is let me tell you this. Informant is not a good enough name for him. I don't like using that name because that name is that's a brush up name for the devils that give coons that actually work for them. You know what I'm saying? He's a snitch. I put it like that. That's what he is. Because if you got 4 people, well, 3 actually, because the Arab didn't see my wife because she was in the van. You know what I'm saying? He's saying, well, actually, he saw her when we pulled it off. He seen somebody driving. He seen 3 other heads. You know what I'm saying? So he was scared to drive real close. So he stayed from a distance on 911. You know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, if anybody set anybody up, it wasn't Malik. Like I said, we don't see eye to eye, and I will never be in his formation ever again. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, once he took over after Hashim Azinga passed away, you know, the Panthers started going downhill. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know, so I just, after this whole incident happened, we just stepped away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just thought like I think Malik is super suspect, but it just didn't add up, you know, because y'all went to the store at your own free will, you know, you being the head and you trying to make sure that this doesn't happen again. Y'all chose to go to the store. Malik didn't call you and tell you go to the store.
No, he didn't have nothing to do with that. Malik didn't have anything to do with that. That was said to throw everything off because they knew what they had planned. They was talking in the park after I told Biko, you know, about the incident. Him and Akbar started having a little huddle over there talking. They were probably planning everything then. You know, because like I said, their intention was different than mine to go to their store. They didn't live in North Carolina. I lived in North Carolina. So you coming out of state, you know what I'm saying? Even though you're a Panther, you're not supposed to go against our protocol. You know what I'm saying? And they went totally against our protocol. You know what I'm saying? It just overthrew my authority, and they started speaking, or Biko started speaking, and Akbar was backing him up while he was in the store. You know what I'm saying? Everything he said on that video was a straight up lie. He didn't say any of that to that guy.
Well, I want to share a little bit more too. I want to share a little bit more. Brother, have you ever encountered that officer prior to that? Or
no, sir. No, sir.
So he wasn't one of the officers.
Never encountered that officer before.
So he wasn't one of the officers that was at the park or any of that. Was he familiar to you?
No, sir.
Okay, I got you.
Right here, he was not one of the ones that was sitting at the park.
Okay.
But he called me by name. So when he called me by name, I looked at Akbar, and Akbar looked at me, and then I looked at Aaron, you know, and Aaron looked at me. I looked at Brenda, and Brenda looked at me in the rearview mirror, and everybody appeared to be shocked. So on the other side of the van, they got Aaron out of the van, they got Akbar out of the van, then they got Brenda out of the van. I was already out of the van. So the officer told me, he said, well, where did y'all just come from? I said, we just came from the park. Juneteenth, you know, so I know that y'all already know that that's where we came from because y'all followed us. These officers right here that are pulling up right now, they followed us from the park. So I already know that y'all know where we came from and y'all know where we went. So the same Arab guy, that's the store owner, he pulls up and he shows the officer the video. But he's telling the officers that we took his gun out of the store. Now, bear in mind now, He's traveling at breakneck speed. He said that we robbed him and that he feared for his life because we robbed him at gunpoint, all this kind of stuff. But yet he's following us at breakneck speed. Number one, that's not a person that's afraid. That's not a person that fears for their life. Then the officers are with him, following behind him, and there's some officers in front of him. Then there's officers passing us. So we don't have time to do anything. So by the time they get there, they...
Let me stop right there. What sound funny to me, he said that the guy is pursuing y'all at breakneck speed. And so that's not someone that's in fear. But then he come back and say he's pursuing y'all with the officers. Why would he be scared? He got officers with him.
He pretty much contradict what he said.
Like, he got the police department with him.
Yeah.
He's rolling with the police. I just thought that was funny right there. Hold on, let's finish up a little bit.
Search the vehicle, find no gun that he said was his. No gun whatsoever. But they still charge me with robbery with a deadly weapon. Don't find any weapons on me whatsoever. None. When they show him, when he shows the officers the footage, the officer said to me, Officer Stephen Beeman, the one that called me by name, he said, Mr. Beefo, I saw the video. I didn't see where you had a firearm. However, he's accusing you of armed robbery, so we have to detain you at this point until we do a further investigation. Now, the officer himself said that he did not see me with a firearm. He didn't see me rob this man. This was the officer stated, brother. The sheriff said this. The same one that called me by name. He said this. He said, I didn't see in the video where you engaged in any illegal activity. He said the only thing that I saw was you picked the gun up off the counter, take the tip out, and you turned your back. And then the camera went black from that point.
I see Sister Brenda shaking her head. Is what's going on with that, Sister Brenda?
He was sitting behind me. I would have heard the police officer say his name, but that wasn't true. The officer did not know nobody's name in that vehicle.
What would compel him to say that the officer knew his name? To try
He's
to
a fucking liar.
To try to make it look like somebody set him up or something?
Yes.
But why would he be compelled to? I mean, with a charge like this, why would it be compelled to say somebody set him up when in fact, again, he went with his own free will to go to the store? Because
he knew what his intention was before he went in that store, and he knew what he did when he got in that store. So that's why he wanted to say someone set him up, because he knew what he did when he got in the store. Well, considering that the confrontation with the young brother was a week prior, and y'all was at a Juneteenth event and decided to go all over there together, you think that he planned something prior to going there when he first heard the story? Like, okay, it's an opportunity to stand on my Panther Square. Yeah, him and Akbar, they planned it, because I saw them over there talking after I told him about what happened to the young brother. And once they got done talking, they walked over to the van and like, let's go. Because I didn't think nothing of it by them standing there talking to each other. I didn't think anything about it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think they were saying something about trying to plan or whatever. Now I put two and two together. You know, now I know they did plan this whole situation. And then trying to pull it off, I'm Malik saying he the one did it. Why would you think, because I got some more that I want to play, because I'm pretty sure you didn't hear it. Why would you think that Akbar would try to frame you and your wife? Because I mean, what would be his motivation? His motivation was, for the fact is, he didn't want to take that charge of that stolen burner he had. He knew it was stolen, and he bought it. And he knew it was stolen when he bought it. So he didn't want to take that charge of that burner, so he decided he's going to have the two other Panthers take it. So if he had good intentions, he would never place that firearm under our seat. So the whole time he had bad intentions, you know? And I try to tell people that
those that's undercover or informants or snitches or whatever you want to call it, agents, whatever the case may be, they break law just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? They commit crimes. They have illegal firearms. They do the same thing everybody else do. You know what I'm saying? However, they just found a way to get out after they get hemmed up because they got a pass working with them folk. You know what I'm saying? Do you think why wouldn't he just use his pass? You know, you said he showed the ID and he showed the ID and they kind of just brushed him right off to the side while y'all was in cuffs. Why wouldn't he just say like is my gun and be done with it and walk away? Because he's not going to jail if he them folk.
Yeah, but you know that I questioned that myself. You know what I'm saying? And they said the firearm was stolen out of South Carolina, out of Spartanburg. You know, and my question is like, we were standing there the whole time before the cop even approached our vehicle. We were standing. One cop was on the driver's side, and the other cop was on the passenger side. Okay, the cop on the passenger side came out first with a firearm, which is legit. He put it back, and then the cop from the driver's side came out with the other firearm. Then he said, he asked us 4 times, who firearm is it? Nobody said nothing. Then he said, okay, who vehicle is this? And then I said, it's me and my wife's. He said, okay, both of you under arrest for felony possession of a firearm. I never seen him run that gun. So I'm still questioning myself, how he know his gun is stolen if he didn't, I see him run it. You know what I'm saying? So
okay, I see. I see. Know, so what if Akbar was to say like, but you already said that Akbar said that he did that so you could defend yourself against the police. But I was going to say, what if Akbar would say that was your wife's gun in the back? But you already said he admitted that it was his at the tribunal.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
He said it was his firearm and he took it off, and so we can defend ourselves against. He called them the holies instead of the police. He said the holies. And I said, you sound stupid from even saying that. You know what I'm saying? Why am I going to start blasting at a cop for no reason? You know what I'm saying? You know, so, you know, they got the whole situation with him saying what he said. I think somebody was recording it. And they did record it because he recorded it on the phone as he was speaking in Wilson, North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I was home.
So I had Sister Janae on the show. Y'all friends with Sister Janae?
No, not at all. Absolutely.
So the reason why I say that is because when Sister Janae was on the show, she showed unwavering camaraderie with Akbar, and I even asked her. I said, you know, Biko said that Akbar was the only one that didn't get locked up. I said, don't you think that's suspect? And Sister Janae kind of skirted around it, never really answered it, because I'm just saying where I'm from, like if it's 5 people in a car and they find something that's illegal, drugs, guns, whatever, and somebody don't take the charge, everybody go. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. I mean, it's not rocket science. Everybody just go. And the one that don't go is the police. That's just how it goes. I mean, we don't have to prove anything else. We don't have to hear you say nothing. We don't have to hear you do nothing. If you don't go, you them folk. Because everybody admitted that it was theirs. And I presented that to Sister Janae, but she kind of didn't really answer it. And so do you think that that Janae had some involvement in the association with y'all relationship as it relates to Akbar? In other words, if she having an unwavering relationship with Akbar, Akbar slides the weapon Y'all go to jail. Is there any connection there?
With her and Akbar?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna leave that one alone. Do you believe that connection precipitated y'all situation? Let me say that.
Absolutely.
Whoa. I don't know if people understand what's being said, but what I'm saying is that yeah, do you believe that? Okay, let me ask this. Do you believe and your wife believe that this was an orchestrated setup, not a random setup? You know, you got a setup like, oh, I'm panicking, boom, orchestrated. I mean, that's a random setup. You know what I'm saying? Somebody throw something on your lap or pot in your seat. Or could this be an orchestrated setup? An orchestrated setup is like, okay, if this happened, we do A, B, C, and D. Brenda and Aaron, they gonna eat this one if something was to happen if we roll with them in North Carolina.
It was orchestrated. Yes, it was. Absolutely, it was. And she even made a statement saying she'd never turn her back on Akbar. She's a ride or die with him. That's what she said.
Well, I kind of felt that when she came on the show, and I couldn't understand. Like, you could be my best friend, you could be my family member, you could be my mama, but mama, if you ain't going spot when I go after nobody took the job, mama, you suspect, mama.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me play a little bit more real quick because I think it's another part that I wanted to hear.
So they don't have the footage of me putting it by the door. They just have me taking the tip out of it and walking away. That's where the camera stops at, right there. So when I get to the jail, a black officer told me, okay, you're the Panthers that they had radioed in about. I can guarantee you, sir, that you will not get a fair trial in this state. So if I were you, I would try to get out of North Carolina as fast as you possibly can. That's what the black officer told me. If I was you, brother, I would try to get out of North Carolina as fast as you can. And then he asked me, because he saw the 7 on my arm. So he said, "Are you a Moorish American?" I said, "Yes, sir." So he said, "So that's another reason why you should try to get out of here as soon as you possibly can, because Moors are known to challenge jurisdiction down here, and the courts don't like that." So, that being the case, they strip searched me. But before they did that, what they attempted to do was take my buttons off. They attempted to take my pants buttons off.
Oh, I think that's right there. But it was hold up 1 second.
Lock. Right, but at the same time, or another chapter from the Mid-Atlantic region.
Whisper to
my people in Baltimore, and I said, "Look, Street Tribes, I need you to."
I was trying to get to the part where you elaborated on, but I'll leave it right there. I was trying to get to the part where you mentioned that everybody was pulled out the car, and he had mentioned that he had mentioned that Akbar was actually pulled to the side and basically given peripheral treatment. You know what I'm saying? Basically given peripheral treatment while you all went to jail. But now, but Biko went to jail too. So how is it that Biko would be considered in that whole loop right there?
He said Akbar placed that firearm in between.
Oh, I see. So y'all went to jail for the firearm. He went to jail for the robbery.
Yes.
Okay, now it makes sense. Okay, so he goes to jail for the robbery for the tape that the Arab guy had recorded.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And so y'all go to jail for the firearm. And you had mentioned that your wife is a registered gun owner and that she had a firearm in the car.
Yes.
Whatever happened with that?
She like I said, we end up beating the charge because they didn't have enough probable cause. We had to go to court like 5 times. And we went through some stuff with these crooked public pretenders because they tried to charge us $7,000 for a lawyer, and I wasn't having it. So we did the research.
Right.
So let me. Can I share your document? I want to share it. How you ultimately think it's right here. Let's see. It says in North Carolina, it says to any officer with jurisdiction to execute a warrant, because I want to talk about this for a second. Then he offered to execute a warrant for arrest for the offense charged below. I undersigned to find that there's probable cause to believe that there on about or the date of offense shown in the county name above, the defendant name above unlawfully, willingly, feloniously did possess a black 1911 45 caliber handgun, serial number, etc. The personal property of Brian Reynolds, valued at $400, which property was stolen property, knowing and having reasonable grounds to believe the property had been feloniously stolen, taken and carried away, and that it was a black 1911 45 caliber handgun, serial number, etc. How do you, first of all, how do you explain you having a stolen weapon, but it's not yours and they drop the charge? How does that work?
See, being where North Carolina hung their own self is, they charged me and my wife with the same firearm. Okay. And it wasn't in our possession. It was just on the floor between both of the seats in the front. And plus they had two other guys in the back seat. But the thing is, I said, listen, run the prints off that gun and you see whose gun it is. You know what I'm saying? They kept avoiding trying to run the prints. So what I did, I researched of that particular charge that they charged me and my wife with. North Carolina never won a case like that against someone that got arrested for that particular type of charge. So they tried to use the scare tactic on me and my wife, which that don't work with me. You know what I'm saying? So I kept telling them, listen, we going to trial. And I want that gun ran, I want the prints ran on it. Anytime a cop possesses a firearm, take possession of a firearm from someone that's supposed to be stolen, they run prints on it to make sure it wasn't involved in any other type of crime. Everybody should know that, you know what I'm saying? And they kept avoiding that. They kept trying to talk around it, and I wasn't having it. Every single time they try to discuss about, you know, you can get this amount of time, that I said, listen, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Postpone it if you don't want to talk directly to me about us going to trial. So once I let them know that I want trial, I don't want to hear nothing you got to say, and I want that gun, the prints ran on it. So this guy, the public defender, starts saying, well, we got to get the funds to run this gun and I said, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do for you. If you deny me, you know, true understanding of who prints was on that gun, if you deny me of that, I'm filing federal charges on you because you deny me evidence that I can use and present in court for me and my wife's behalf. Okay, you can't tell me you don't have to run that gun. Yes, you do, and I'm asking you to run it. You know what I'm saying? So he kept saying we got to have funds to run it. I said, I don't care what you got to have. You know what I'm saying? You got to get the funds to run this gun. I never heard that before because they automatically run a firearm if they saying it's stolen to see if it was involved in any type of crime. Someone could have died from that firearm. It could have been an armed robbery or whatever. And I wasn't, you know, they usually come back and try to hit you with that too. You know, so it got to the last, like we went to court like 5 times. The last time, you know, I just went off on them. I said, listen, what we going to do? Because today's the last day. I want trial. So they said, listen, we're going to go to a probable cause hearing. And when we went in front of that red-faced judge, he said they were whispering him, the prosecutor and the lawyers was whispering to each other. And they said, we're not going to go any further with the probable cause because we don't have enough probable cause to continue with this case. So they dismissed it, but they left it in the system. And it's in the system to the point that if they do a background check, it kept showing up on my wife's behalf and my behalf in North Carolina. So we moved out of the state. Like, nah, we're not taking that. You know what I'm saying? You know, so we gotta pay to have it removed out of the system. We have the paperwork stating that, you know, they couldn't go any further with the case. They didn't have enough probable cause. And then the lawyer talking about, oh, we can come back with an indictment later on through the months, whatever. I said, whatever. You know what I'm saying? In order to hit someone with another indictment, you got to have overwhelming evidence, new evidence, you know, to charge us all over again.
Have you spoke to Akbar or Biko after y'all got out and after this incident?
No, I stopped speaking to him the day he did that, because I know for a fact if something would have happened to him, Janae would have snitched. I knew that for a fact. She would have told.
Say that one more time. I'm trying to adjust my speaker.
I said, if Akbar would have got touched, and trust me and believe, I want to touch him, Janae was going to snitch. She made it loud and clear she's going to snitch.
What make you think that she was going to snitch? What you mean made it loud?
Because she said she not gonna leave Akbar. She gonna ride and die with Akbar. And basically, in so many words, ain't nobody gonna touch Akbar.
Man, this a tough one here. I just want to pull up this. So, Janae, my girl, though, man. Come on, bro.
Well, that's what she said, and like I said, she made that clear. And like I said, she is linked to Akbar with this whole situation too.
All right, so that's Sister Janae and Biko right there. So, but not Janae, brother. Come on.
Yeah. I put it like this, okay? You read that report that you put up on the screen stating where the gun came from. Do you read that? The state and city that it came from?
Yeah, it says that that the gun came from property of Byron Reynolds.
What state and city?
I didn't see that part. It says not only, hold on, let me screen share real quick. It only says, it might, hold up, I might be missing something. Let me screen share real quick. Oh my goodness. All right, let me screen share this real quick. So here it is, right? Oh my goodness. So I read that part. Let me go down some. I don't think it had a state and city right here. It just say willingly and feloniously property of Byron Reynolds valued at $400. But do y'all know of Byron Reynolds?
No, because in my statement, the same one you have right there, it's telling what city and state it came from.
Okay. I'm writing to you regarding the above case in which I am defended under the name of Brenda Ann Ongori. You talking about that?
No.
Okay.
The report is stating where the gun was stolen from, the guy's name, and it's going to have the state and city where it came from.
That kind of a handgun serial. It just say RIA. Can you see the screen share?
Yes. I don't know why I don't have it on there.
Yeah. Well, maybe this was it though. This was written in Beaufort County. Well, maybe. So what state did it come from though? Oh, because you probably got something else that say that. But what state did it come from?
South Carolina, Spartanburg. Where Janae's from.
Oh. Come back. So I mean, she mentioned that on the show that she's originally from South Carolina. And so the gun comes from Spartanburg, South Carolina. Akbar has the gun. Y'all get the gun on y'all by the way of dropped in the car, but the gun is ultimately stolen.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me do this. How much time we got? We got about 15, 20 more minutes. And I don't like the show go too long. So if I'm missing something that you want to share, please do. So with that being said, it's a guy. I don't know where this fits in, but maybe you can help me. It's a guy that was in the midst of the one second. It was a guy that was in the midst of all of this who said that he was on his way there. Just a second. And somebody ran into his car. This is Dynamite Lightning.
Yeah, that dude is comical, man.
What part does, because this don't make, I don't understand. What part of the story is this?
Someone wasn't paying attention and hit his car and tried to take off. His car was parked at the Juneteenth celebration at the park. And someone hit it and tried to take off, and the cop seen him.
No, he said, with my understanding, now I could be wrong, but my understanding is that he was on his way and somebody intentionally ran into his car so seemingly to prevent him from going or to the incident or something.
That's a lie. That's a straight lie. Because
bro, I'm telling you, it's on the file. He said that it appeared he was on his way, and may Allah forgive me if I'm wrong. Please don't charge it to my mind. I mean, to my heart. But if I'm not mistaken, he was on his way and somebody ran him off the road.
That's a lie.
No.
Yeah, when I was standing in the park before the young brother. By the way,
let me see if anybody remember that part. Do anybody remember that part that somebody supposedly ran him off the road? But go ahead, brother. Keep saying.
The young brother that had the locks in his head that came to me and said he had the firearm pulled on him. He went to jail too for the same charge. Was he riding with you? No, he had his own vehicle. He was in his vehicle with his wife. He went to jail too for the same charge.
Was they following y'all?
Yeah, he took us to the store. We followed him to the store.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, and when we left, everybody took off at the same time, and he went a different direction, and the cop pulled him over somewhere else, and they charged him and Biko with the same charge. You know what I'm saying? But as for Dynamite Lightning, the chief of police in Little Washington is black, and he came up to me and said, "Excuse me, brother, I think one of your comrades own he asked me, do one of your comrades own that particular vehicle?" And I said, "What kind of vehicle?" He told me what kind of vehicle. So I said, "That's Dynamite Lightning car." I said, "What kind of plates he got on it?" He said, "West Virginia." I said, "Yeah, that's his car." He said, "Well, someone hit it. We holding a person over there that hit the car, and he tried to hit and run." So I went and told, I found Dynamite and told him. So didn't nobody run him off nowhere. The guy, was sitting there, and the guy sideswiped it and tried to take off. And I'm
gonna find that clip. I'm gonna find that clip, and I'm gonna match it with your clip. I remember like it was yesterday because it sounds like a adventurous movie where he was driving to try to keep up, and somebody intentionally ran him off the road.
No, that didn't happen. Not at
I
all.
could be wrong. If I'm wrong, please, I apologize, Mike, if you watch it.
Yes, I did hear that. I heard that, but it's a lie. The whole thing was a lie. Everything.
Why would he lie?
Because he was in the chapter. He's in the DC chapter with Akbar, Janae, Dynamite Lightning, Biko. They all in the same DC chapter. In the new Black Panther Party for self-defense, they was in that same. They all was in the same chapter. They had their own chapter in. They was under Malik until they departed. You know what I'm saying? But
well, Mike say he told me that they hit my car while I was parked. Well, if he said they hit it while I was parked, somebody mentioned, I don't know if it was him, somebody mentioned that he was on his way to the location and they purposely hit his car and disabled it. Now, I do know Mike did say his car was purposely hit, whether it was parked or driving, but somebody else said you was on your way. It could have been Biko or somebody. I'm not sure, but I'll find out. I'll find the tape.
Yeah, that's a lie. It's a lie.
Well, it was said that it was purposely hit. Now I know Mike said that.
Yeah, but I don't know. Dude sideswiped and wasn't paying attention. That's what happened. That's what the cop said. He was looking another way and he got too close to the vehicle. And when he hit it, he realized he hit the vehicle. Then he tried to take off because he didn't think nobody seen him do it. You know what I'm saying? So the cop seen him and the cop jumped out in front of him and told him to stop. And the cop came and got me. He said, you know, do one of your comrades own this particular vehicle? And I like, what kind of license plates you got on? I remember.
And so there go Mike right there. He says, I do think they hit it on purpose because they hit it so hard that they totaled it.
That's a lie, man. Because he drove the vehicle back to West Virginia.
Oh, and that's what I was wondering also, because he did say the car was totaled. He did say the car.
He drove it back to West Virginia.
But why would Mike make up this? Oh, maybe he would say if a car totaled, that means you can't drive it, right?
Absolutely.
This is too much. This is too much.
He's another lover of Akbar. He loved Akbar. You know what I'm saying? So
he said he had it towed to West Virginia.
He didn't have nothing towed. He drove it.
How would you know? How would you know that he drove it if you were locked up? Just curious.
Because when I got out that night, I texted him.
Oh, you got out that night?
Yeah, I had to pay cash to get out.
Okay. Now here we go. Brother, you serious? You answered that joint fast. I got out the night. My man. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, when I got out, I texted him, and he said he got Akbar with him, and they drove back up to DC in that same vehicle. So it wasn't total. You know, it had a dent in it, but it wasn't total. And they charged the guy for hit and run. I don't know how that worked out, but, you know, I didn't even walk over there and look at it. You know what I'm saying? But I know that he drove his vehicle back up to DC and dropped Akbar off. Then he drove to West Virginia. The part of West Virginia he lived in, I think he said it's an hour away or 2 hours away. One of them.
So someone said, somebody brought the thing to Akbar, though. Why you talking so much, OG? I didn't hear nobody say somebody brought something to Akbar.
Who said that? Somebody what?
Somebody Forgotten Soul said, they said, man, I don't like being the midst of this. Man, it says, I'll let you read it, and maybe you can decipher it.
They said, brought the gun to Akbar, though you talking so much.
But who is they said, though? Because you didn't say that.
No, I didn't say anything like that.
Yeah, you didn't say that. Like, so who is they said? That doesn't even make sense. So I don't know who Forgotten Souls of America is, but he said they said, but you didn't mention that nobody brought Akbar anything.
No, I didn't say that at all tonight.
Yeah, where'd that come from? That's somebody that was there probably.
Yeah,
that know a lot. That know a lot. So you talking too much, OG.
Yeah, that's someone else that love Akbar,
right?
And down for everything that he do. You know what I'm saying? Real, true Panthers don't move like that. Revolutionary, black, militant, real brothers and sisters do not move like that.
Let me ask you a question. Do you believe that this? Do you think this is all compromised? Is that the reason you started your own organization? Because it's all compromised?
Yes.
I'm gonna ask you straight up.
Let me get this out of the way. Everybody that love Akbar is still down with him. Here you go, right here. That's for you. Okay? That's for you, and I want you to see it. Everybody is loving Akbar and down with Akbar. Yes, it was compromised. You know what I'm saying? So, excuse me. You know someone do something like this to someone, and you still down with them?
Yeah.
Now I'm not feeling that.
Yeah, I feel you. And that kind of bothered me too. That I listen. That kind of bothered me too. And I've talked to Mike, and he has a strong affinity for Akbar. I don't understand it. I don't understand it for the life of me. You know what I'm saying? How one can, number one, now that we find out tonight that he, Miss Brenda, anytime you want to chime in, you welcome, sis, that he, number one, tried to get a woman to take a charge. Number two, how in the world do everybody get handcuffs on them except for him? That right there is enough where anybody associated with him that know the story should have leave this alone.
Let me say this
I'm gonna say, GS, remember I told you when we was on the panel together, they moving janky. They allowed GMJ to infiltrate with a head turn and a grand rising. Facts, J World.
Yes, absolutely. Now, let me just say this right here. Like any Panther or militant brother, you know, perform an act as Akbar did, okay, he should be automatically terminated from that formation. You know, I know people call me, oh, he's telling on live and whatever, you know, dry snitching. Let me tell you something. Why wouldn't you want to know that this dude infiltrated this situation against me and my wife? Why wouldn't you want to know that? You know what I'm saying? I try to keep it, you know, out of the form of me just saying everything, but he shouldn't even have a Panther uniform on it, period.
Why you think people are so compelled to continue to ride with Akbar like a dynamite light?
Because they move just like him then. They move just like him. If you move with someone that committed an act like that, you're just as bad as he is. And I don't have no respect for them.
Do you think now when we talk about agents, right? When we talk about agents and we talk about informants, because I think we throw the term agent around very loosely, you know what I'm saying? But there's different levels to, I would imagine, how they move. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's just like in the streets, somebody could just be an informant. It'd be cousin Ricky informing on everybody. You know what I'm saying? But he may not be a police, but he's still policing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What if you could describe your understanding of? Because you said y'all travel the country. You said y'all been around each other. Is that the first time you seen something suspect of Akbar?
No. He took and I'm saying it. You know what I'm saying? We went to Tulsa, and the queen in Tulsa that had that situation with this white devil that did what he did to her, she gave him $3,000, you know, to split up with the Panthers that showed up there. He took the money and took off and didn't give nobody nothing. You know what I'm saying? And then he tried to do the same thing with a brother from Charlottesville, Virginia. I don't know if you heard this incident that happened a few years ago when that punk came from Ohio and ran into the crowd of people. They was taking that statue down in Charlottesville, Virginia. Mm-hmm. The white guy came from Ohio and he ran into the crowd of people. He killed a woman. Mm-hmm. No, it was a brother out there. Was down. He was just about to sign up with the new Black Panther Party, and they call him Flame. If you look back at that incident, they show him. Someone took a picture of him. They offered him $10,000 for a picture. He said, "No, you can't have this picture." You know what I'm saying? The Klan started shooting at his feet, live rounds. They were shooting at his feet, and then they threw a can of hairspray at him, and he caught it, and he lit it with his lighter, and started burning a flag, that Confederate flag. You know what I'm saying? And this brother, I went and picked him up in Charlottesville because he was joining the Panther. He is licensed to carry all his firearms. Akbar did that dude so dirty, man. He didn't even join. The dude had people sending him money on Cash App. Akbar was taking the man's money. And you know what I'm saying? Took over $600 from the dude. So we sat in Indiana for 8 hours. Akbar had us sitting there because he drove his vehicle and didn't want to give the man his money back. So Akbar, like, playing stubborn and had us sitting at this gas station for like 8 hours. No word of a lie. You know what I'm saying? And then we end up leaving. We drove to Chicago. From Chicago, we drove to DC. And then the dude, he was trying to be humble about the situation. He said, "Listen, you want money from me?" Because he used Akbar Cash App card. Akbar kept the Cash App card in his pocket, but the dude had people sending money to it. And Akbar didn't want to take the money off and give it to him. He kept lying and saying the money wasn't there. And the people were telling him we sent the money. So Akbar stayed there. We all stayed there because it was Akbar vehicle in Indiana for like 8 hours. We finally drove back to DC, and Akbar took $200 off the dude's card and gave him the rest of it. And right there, you know what I'm saying, I was feeling like, oh man, like, I don't know. Then I started moving away from him with my feelings. You know what I'm saying? I seen that. I was like, Panthers don't treat Panthers like that. You know, and from there, I should have learned my lesson and stayed away from him after that. You know, then after that, he took the $3,000 from the Queen in Tulsa. That was the second time. Now, the third time, he set me and my wife up. See, I should have stayed away from him. Right.
And I was waiting because I was about to ask you, what was it going to take before you decide, like, hold up, this is not good company. But I see, now you adding it all up. It's something else I wanted to say to you. Oh, let me say what Mike said. Mike said, Kabaga and Brenda, I'm glad to see that y'all are okay and done with that. I've been worried about y'all for months. You are my comrades. I haven't had inspiration since.
Who is that?
That's Dynamite Lightning.
Listen, let me tell you something. I'm not going to respond to that, you know what I'm saying? Because for the fact is, I talked to him about one thing I'm not going to do is bash a brother, but I will bash those two clowns that went in that store and did what they put our life in danger. But I don't like bashing brothers, you know what I'm saying? But Dynamite Lightning didn't support us 100% like he should have.
No, he still supports Akbar.
He chose to ride with him.
He still do supports Akbar. I'm gonna tell you, he supports Akbar to this day.
Yeah, well, you can't have both sides of the situation. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to even comment.
He says Akbar is a good man.
Absolutely, that's what he thinks, and everybody else thinks is riding with Akbar.
Now, I mean, this is as recent as today. He says Akbar is a good man. Every time I talk to him, I tell him he's crazy. Akbar them people. Yeah,
and my thing is, how in the world you still have I don't know if he have a fake radio show he still have every I think it's Monday or Sunday, whatever. I forgot what day it was, but you know, people still tuning in on his radio show. He Black Power Radio, whatever it's called, you know, and people still following this dude. So if you know what he did to me and my wife, now me myself, I'm gonna put it like this: if I seen a brother do that to a married couple, I would investigate it and I would move back from him until my investigation is over. I would have cut ties off with him. You know what I'm saying? Especially if we presented proof. We had our document of us being locked up and still do, and then we have the document of them dismissing it, saying they don't have enough probable cause. So we didn't roll over and say nothing to nobody. You know what I'm saying? And I let Biko do that himself. He threw his own self under the bus.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he still got out. I don't know what's going on with that. You know what I'm saying? But no, me and my wife held our ground, and we, like I said, we moved out of state. We started our own organization, a no-nonsense organization. We the type of people that will come at you for real. We ain't doing all this talking, showing off guns and all that type of stuff. I would knock your head off your shoulders. For real.
Let me ask you a question. What exactly, if you could share with us, when you say y'all lost everything, what exactly did y'all lose? I heard you earlier said you had to move out the state. You lost a I think it was a town home. And I'm asking that because it's a lot of people that get involved with this new Black Panther thing, but it doesn't seem that anything is gained. Every time I turn around, something is lost.
Yeah.
What exactly did y'all lose?
Like I said, we lost a town home. And
how did you lose the town home? Did you have to sell it for your legal defense, or what happened?
We went another route. Like I said, when I did research about that particular charge, because I was like kind of curious, like they charged me and my wife with the same firearm. I said I never heard nothing like that.
No,
so
he asked me, James, how do we lose everything? That's what he asked me.
You know what I'm saying? I was explaining to him, and what happened is we didn't get a lawyer. We got a public pretender. But what they did is they contacted us and told us in that particular home we was in, we have to move due to the fact of us my wife being arrested. You know what I'm saying? And then we said the charge is pending. So we were going to go in the route of suing them. And they said, oh, no, you didn't say you got married. So you didn't put him in your situation of you being married. They fumbling all over the place. So they said we have to move out due to the fact of my wife being arrested.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah. I hear what you're saying. So that's what you mean you lost it. I was trying to figure. Oh, yeah. Now that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, it's a community that they
absolutely.
Said. Yeah, absolutely. It's a community that they don't tolerate any of that type of stuff. You know, it's like one of those communities where what they call it, home association communities.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know, so but they sent my wife, mail her a letter stating that they revoking her gun license, and then the nursing thing was on its way too, because they was hassling her about her job and so on. So I said we gotta go. So we moved out the whole state.
Mike said, GS, you one of the few people that know I cussed the police out that same night. Brother, I know what you say. I don't know you cuss no police out. Stop acting like I know what's going on. I know what people say, and people say a lot of different things, bro. Disorderly conduct was my charge, so I was in cuffs as well. I ain't seen no charge papers. I ain't seen none of that. He said that he got locked up that night too.
Where was this at? In the Bahamas somewhere? I ain't know anything.
Know, but he said I know, but I don't know anything. I know what people say. People say a lot of different things.
But I know,
and just because I don't browbeat anybody's story, that doesn't mean that I go for the story. I just go ahead. Okay, that's what you say. I hear you.
If he got arrested for disorderly conduct, whatever, that wasn't associated with us and what Akbar did.
Yeah, because I don't even remember him saying, I don't remember. I don't know. I don't know, man. This thing is all over the place, brother. Oh my goodness. Your story, the one that He said, I thought you believed in me, brother. Hey, Mike, you nutty as a fruitcake, man. Mike, let me tell you, you believe in Akbar. I know Akbar worked with the police. I don't believe in you. I hope the best for you, brother. And I try to encourage you to bring out the best in you. But Akbar worked with the police. That's clear.
Absolutely.
That ain't even in question to me. I said it before. When Biko told the story and he said Akbar pulled the police aside and then whispered in Sister Brenda's ear, I ain't need to hear no more. I didn't need to know what he said to the police. I didn't need to hear what he said to Sister Brenda. I just knew that he said something to the police. He said something to Sister Brenda. Y'all went to jail with Biko and he went home.
That's right.
That's all I need to know. I don't need to know no details.
That's right.
So, with that being said, I want to also ask, if you will, why hasn't anybody sit Akbar down? Why anybody, what I mean, sit him down like, you out of here, brother. That's it.
Oh, well, he not, to my understanding, to my knowledge, that he not associated with Malik anymore. So he was trying to join with what's his name, Aaron Michaels, out of Texas, the original what is that? He started the original Panthers, something like that, you know. But he's out of Texas, and I don't know how that worked out, because once I knew Aaron Michaels was gonna accept Akbar in the organization, I didn't want nothing else to do with that. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it happened. They supposed to have been called the National Black Panthers or something like that.
Wow.
So he was trying to do his own thing, and I don't know how that worked out. And like I said, he got a lot of people rolling with it.
This is crazy, man. Somebody said, Mike, you talking about? Mike is trying to say he been at Unity Hall. Mike, of course, Mike, I've been talking to you. I've been telling you that Akbar is suspect. But since you want to talk, Mike, and you don't want to listen, he said, you know, I don't do this, GS. I got something to say. I said in person, and I was saying it on the phone, but you don't pick up the phone because you're too busy. Mike, the problem is, let's do it like this. Now, let's do it like this. Mike, hit the link. Mike, hit the link. Let's wait for Mike to come in, family. Let's get to the bottom of this right now. He got so much to say in the chat. Mike, hit the link. Here we go. Brother Kabaga, I appreciate you coming in. We're gonna stay a little longer than normal, maybe 15 more minutes. Let's bring Mike in so we can hit the link. That's right. And then if he don't come in here, let's see him hit the link, and then we can deal with it straight up. Here we go. That's right. So because in my book, there is no 5 ways about it. You know, you don't, and if just like there is no 2 ways about it, man. You don't ask a woman, you know what I'm saying, to take a charge. You know what I'm saying? You don't ask a woman to take a charge. And there is no way that you walk away from that. You know what I'm saying? So Mike is the revolutionary voice of the people. Hey, Mike, are you there? Are you there, Mike? Wait, Mike, are you there?
Yes, sir. Islam.
So Mike, what I want to
Islam, can you hear me?
I can hear you well.
Yeah, Islam.
Hold up.
Islam, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Islam, can you hear me? Yeah, Islam.
Come on, Mike. You need to take your mic off.
Can you hear me?
Listen.
Can you hear me? Oh, okay. I had my phone down low. I can hear you now. I heard you on the TV answering, so now I can hear you on here, I guess. Say something, please.
Now open your camera up. Everybody else got their camera
I
open.
still don't hear you.
I said open your camera up.
I don't know why I don't hear you. Shoot. But if you can hear me, salute to Kabaka and Queen Brenda and to the Grand Sheik. Well, I can always show you in person. I don't have to come on here and prove anything. I'm just on here to show my support.
Hey, Mike, I need you to open your camera.
Okay, I'm only on here to show my support for Kabaka.
All of a sudden, this camera don't open tonight. This camera always open. Sister Janie, I can't let you on unless Kabaka or Brenda Harris want to speak with you, because y'all don't get along, and we're not going to turn this to a poop fest. Kabaka, do you want to speak with Sister Janie? Hit the link when I just wanted Mike to hit the link. But I'm not going to let her on unless you wanted to speak to. Okay, she just dropped off.
No, I don't want to speak to her.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but all of a sudden, Mike, his camera can't come on. He can't hear. That doesn't make sense to me. Anytime he hit this link, Mike be flowing and flowing and flowing. Sister Janie, I can't let you on because they're not interested in speaking to you. But you're welcome to hit my line up. Let me know what's happening. Where Brother Mike at? Like anytime Mike come on here, Mike will come on here. He would talk. He would open it
again.
Are you there, Mike?
Try it again.
Like anytime Mike come on here, I hear you. Are you there? He would talk. Open it again.
I don't know what's wrong with my Wi-Fi. Maybe it's because of the storm outside, but I can't hear you. Can you say something? Give me a test or something. I don't know why I'm not hearing you. Hold up.
I'm talking now.
I have no clue. But as long as you can hear me, like I say, the truth always prevails.
We're gonna do it like this. We're gonna get the bottom of this. We're gonna do it like this. We're gonna do it like this.
You're persistent.
That's right. I'm very persistent.
Can you hear me?
Now, here we go. What I'm trying to ask you, you hear, let me ask you a question. Can you hear?
Okay, wait a minute, hold on, let me turn my TV down.
Yeah, turn your TV down.
I must have a bad connection or something on my phone. But
No, you don't. Your connection is fine.
If it was fine, I would be talking to you on the line instead of on here, but it's all good.
No, you can hear me. I'm talking to you all here. It's the same.
Oh, no, I can hear you now.
Absolutely. So what I'm asking you, hold up. You're moving too fast. I don't know that about you. I don't know that about you. Mike, you're going to listen. You're going to have to listen or I'm going to have to hang up. You're going to have to listen or I'm going to hang up. We ain't going to talk at the same time. Now, this husband and wife couple say that Akbar planted a gun in their car. Do you know that? I'm asking you yes or no. Do you know that?
Did I hear the story? Yeah.
No. Do you know that?
Do I know that? I don't know that. But
Okay. Now listen. Do you know they went to jail for a weapon that was in their car?
Yeah.
Okay. Who weapon was it? Miss Brenda and Kabaka said it wasn't theirs. Who weapon was it?
Brother, you asking me a question.
No.
Answer to. I only know what I've been told.
Okay. Do you know that according to Kabaka and Brenda that Akbar admitted that it was his gun? He left it in the car so they could defend themselves or come crazy at the police.
That's the first time I ever heard that.
All right. Did you ever ask Akbar? Y'all so close. You never asked Akbar about the gun in the car. Okay, that's fine. Now let me ask you another question. If you got 4 people in the car, they find a gun in the car, and 3 people go to jail, and one goes home, who is the suspect working with the police?
Can you let me finish this time?
I got you, Doc. Hold on, Doc. Don't speak, Doc. I'm letting my Doc, that's my brother, my friend in. So go ahead. But I want you to answer directly. I don't want you to dance around the question.
No, not dance around the question. I was just going to say, me and you had this conversation.
No, that's not me and you had no conversation. Directly answer the question.
Okay. What's the question again?
I'm asking you a question. Don't say me and you like we some fast buddies and like this, that, and the third. Because I already said I think you suspect. I told you to your face I think you suspect.
Yeah,
I told you to your face I think you suspect. No, I'm real. I told you to your face I think you're suspect.
Actually, I appreciate real.
Now. So let's answer directly. Let's answer directly. If 4 people in the car, one says, I have a weapon, it's a registered weapon, it's mine. Then there's a weapon in the back seat of the car. 3 people go to jail, 1 goes home. Who is the suspect for working with the police?
Well, you think I'm suspect.
That's it.
That's what this.
That's it. We ain't got nothing to talk about. Mike, man, stay away from me, man. We ain't got nothing to talk about. We don't got nothing to talk about. We ain't got nothing to talk about. I asked him to answer the question directly. Well, you think I'm suspect. Answer the question. He can't answer the question. And you know what that means? That Kabaka and Sister Brenda is hitting it out the park. I'm going to try this one more time and then indulge me, Sister Brenda and Brother Maroon, because I want to bring the doc on. I got to bring the doc on because he's been listening for a minute, and I know he has something that he can offer to this conversation. Can you talk, Mike? Can you hear me? Now this phone don't work. Let me kick him out here real quick. I'm gonna give him one more shot. This one more shot. He only get one chance to blow. You only get one chance to blow. You only get one shot. I'm gonna ask him one more time. It said Akbar and Janny was working with Aaron and Michael. Now, no. Don't grand chic. We in the heated conversation right now. I'm asking you very simple question that deserves a very simple answer. I'm going to ask you about 3 questions. The first question, I'm going to ask you again. There's 4 people in the car. The police pull you over. They take the gun from the glove compartment that Sister Brenda admits that it's hers. Registered weapon. They find a gun in the back seat. There's 2 people in the back seat. Akbar, Biko. 4 people in the car, 3 people go to jail. Akbar don't go to jail. Who is suspected for working with the police?
Okay, well, I would think the same as you on this one. If I were in that position, I would think that as well.
You would think
sir.
that. Okay. Okay. Next question. What is Akbar government name?
You know, I don't know that.
So, okay. So why do you have so much confidence in somebody that you don't even know?
Well, I mean, I have confidence in Kabaka. I have confidence in you.
You actually know Kabaka name is Aaron, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know. You know my name is Toronto Johnson. Everybody on the internet know that.
Yeah, but well, I always respect a man by the name.
No. What I'm asking you is why do you truly believe that Akbar is not suspect?
That's a good question. But
what reasoning do you have? Considered all things involved, you've been watching the whole show. Considered all things involved, what makes you say he is not suspect?
I never said he's not suspect.
No,
but I'm saying I wasn't.
Is he suspect?
And I would never accuse anybody.
I'm asking you a question. Is he suspect?
Oh, man, I can't. I mean, you can't. I mean, you shouldn't. You shouldn't throw away somebody who's on your side just because you disagree. Just because you disagree, and just like you said in the teaching,
Brother, don't remix my teachings, brother. Don't remix what I teach.
Okay, you said I just remember stuff. You said if you got an issue, call me on the phone. Don't air it out
No, you kept typing. You kept typing. So now you need to be aired out. You should have remained quiet. You kept typing. And Cryptonomics was in the comment section saying, Mike, chill out. You kept typing. You want to be on Front Street. So here you go.
Here's what I was typing and why. My car was...
No. We're not worried about your car no more. Akbar's them people. Akbar, your man's of them. And we got to let the doc talk. Until you can fix your mic, you can come on the show. Because people got work to do tomorrow. So I got to go. Hey, Doc. I got to let my brother Doc speak. Doc, open up your mic, brother. What you hearing over here today? I want to thank Brenda Harris and Kabaka so long. I'm not asking y'all. I want y'all to close us out and help us out. I thank you so much. You don't know how many lives you saved from people that could possibly want to join something like this. You know what I'm saying? You've done a wonderful job. With that being said, Doc, you got to open your mic up. The floor is yours.
Oh, yes. Can you hear me, brother?
Yes, sir.
And Brother Kabaka, I just want to say that I'm proud of the work that you're doing, brother. Sister Brenda, the same. And I'm glad, first of all, that the devils didn't kill you. That's the thing that I'm happy about. And I thank God to Allah. And I want y'all to forgive me for not shaving. I get a 4-hour shadow, and we work very hard. I'm still in the clinic. So first of all, I want to ask you to forgive me for my appearance. But beyond that, I appreciate the fact that you're standing tall and that you're fighting, because it's going to take that kind of importunity to keep us going. Now, I want to tell you this, and I want to make it plain. I'm going to speak plain with you. I'm going to speak plain with you as a brother and as a Muslim and as a comrade, black nationalist fighter. These brothers, and I've said it, Taharka and I've been saying this 7 years ago, the first time that I ever admitted it to him. And you look on Facebook, you'll see this. Every time they had something to come out, I had already was telling the public what Dr. Khalid told me. I want you to hear me. He pointed out Malik Shabazz as an agent. This is in 2001. And he verified it in January of 2001. 3 weeks before his death, and he passed on February the 18th, 2001. So I want you to know that Steve Coakley, who was with us, Dr. Khalid had a smaller inner circle. The same thing was going on around Malik Zulu Shabazz. Now I know you say, well, we're not talking about Malik Zulu Shabazz. You don't know it, but you're talking about Shabazz because he's in control of it. They have paid him to orchestrate, fund, and finance the Black Panther Party at the top level. They have paid him to do that, and also be to make co-agents of other black organizations. And this is what I want you to know. I want you to know that, because this is the movement of a Fed. Those were Feds dressed as police when they came to get you. And you know that, and I'm going to tell you why. Because when they arrested me in Greenville, South Carolina, I was with my family. We were doing an opioid research. And I'm not a quack. I have real medical certification and license. So I work on contract. My wife and I had sacrificed and invested to buy a mobile mental health clinic licensed in Lexington, Kentucky, and DC, where I work often. And we were trying to do quadra-state research on the opioid epidemic to get accurate numbers. We're investing toward what they call a contract to do that, independent contract. And I said that to say this: a Fed came dressed as a police to pick me up. I had said something on Facebook. Don't even remember what I said, but it was my wife and I was making art. They came on we did some art on I believe it was Facebook, and I made something with clay that looked like SOS or something like that. But what was it, you to put it? She's correcting me. It was her to put it, and they came and asked was she in danger. Now this guy had acted like this guy had acted as if, and this shows you how they watch us. He had acted as if somebody hit our car, had me to come downstairs because they had no jurisdiction to come in. But his whole purpose was to interrupt the young boy that was killed in, believe it was Pittsburgh. And you look on the web, you'll see this. I made open statement that our armies was ready and we were coming down to fight them devils. And whatever, our life belonged to Allah. I said that. The young boy's name was Anton Rose. You can find this on the internet.
I remember that. I
said it privately, but the devils had released it. One of the devils had released it, put it on Front Street. They picked us up, arrested me, said that I stole my own mental health van, which was licensed to DC, licensed to Lexington, Kentucky. I mean, the paper was in there, the tag was in there, but that's what these devils do. They dress as police officers. And they already collaborated with Malik Zulu Shabazz, already no longer with Hashim Nzinga because Allah saw fit to take him out. But Akbar, he's a known felon. Same with James Best. James Best, the man that shot Khalid. Did you know he was in the Nation of Islam from 1958 all the way until 1981? And when Farrakhan finally changed over, he was a Farrakhan zealot. When Farrakhan changed over, this same James Best was the one that shot Dr. Khalid. He killed his own brother, his own blood brother, a known killer, and they got him out of court. They arraigned him for murder, convicted him, and got him out of court the same day. He didn't even do a day in jail for these deaths. This is how you know that this is agent stuff. And I just want you to know that these are agents. They're agents, brother. And Akbar, they have been in a long time. Aaron Michaels, he's an agent. Dr. Khalid pointed that out to us a long time ago. So I said as one that was in Dr. Khalid's inner circle with Steve Coakley. Malik Zulu Shabazz noted I know him. We've had our words, and someday we'll have our chance to tango, I'm sure of it. But we've had our words. We have had our words. I told Hashim Nzinga the same thing. So here's the thing. You got to stand strong and sturdy, and you got to be aware, brothers and sisters, of who you're walking with, who you're talking with. And all you have to do is be sincere, and you continue to be transparent, and you will see these demons and devils. You will see them pop out. The white man that protected James Best. I want you to just look at this. Look at this. When has a police officer seen 4 black people and not arrested all of them? That is suspect alone. That's suspect alone. The fact that he could take them aside and talk to them, you know, and there are many. I'm not gonna, because I know we're on the end. I'm not gonna get into it, brother Tahaka. I'm begging you to let's finish the series that we're supposed to finish, because there's so much that needs to be said. But I want to say this. I want to put something on you. And I put my life in danger as a Muslim saying this, but I've never said anything that I wasn't willing to die for. And there's my sister, my beloved sister and wife know what I'm saying is true. I've never said anything I wasn't willing to die for. And when I say this, I'm going to say this. And I want to give you something to think about. Any black nationalist or revolutionary that has been around 60 plus and 80 years that have never caught hell, you need to be looking at them. And you don't need to be looking at them straight eyes. You need to be looking at them with a slant. And in saying that, I mean Louis Farrakhan, one of the biggest agents
oh my God,
has ever seen. This is a fact. And the proof is in the pudding. This man is known for killing Minister Malcolm X. He's known. He had, other than that, he had no foundation to build on. He has done nothing for black people except march us between the feet of two dead men, the same way that Martin Luther King did, and nothing has been done. He said justice or else, and we have yet to see the or else. So you got to know it. See, you got to know it, that when you're fighting, that the enemy has put those among us to stop the demonstration. He did what he wanted to do. He stopped your demonstration from happening in North Carolina. That's what he wanted to do. He stopped your demonstration because it would have been a mighty demonstration. And these Arabs have to know, these white Arabs, you give them a chance to support, but when they don't, just run them on out of town, you know, and if their stores catch a fire, I mean, whose business? That's their business. Hopefully they got insurance. But one thing we shouldn't do, we shouldn't get satisfied with these devils, foreign white devils in our community, cheating our people because they don't have any love for us. They don't have any love for us. So, you know, it's just something to think about. You know, we've got to become more aggressive in our action. We've got to become more aggressive in our spiritual outtake of what we're witnessing, because we see that this is being turned over to us. It's already, the white man is already losing. Allah is turning this over to us, and he's going to fight like hell to keep it. He's going to fight like hell. So, you know, buildings burn every day. I tell people they should get fire insurance because building burns every day, and these devils building are burning. They're burning their own buildings in the community because they know that now that we see them, they have no other place to go. And our people, brother, our people, and I hope you're understanding me. I hope you're all right. Our people also have no other place to go. When we're sincere in the churches, sincere in the mosque, sincere in the black nationalist ranks, we don't have any problem because they have no other place to go than to come to us. But we got to hold the line. As Dr. Khalid used to say, we got to stand strong and we got to be truth to power. And you see them running amok because when you lie, you got to cover that lie. So they're running amok, brother. They are running amok. So let them continue to run amok. And you see that Allah is already dealing with them. He's already dealing with them. And the ones that Allah don't get, will get them. Don't worry about it. There's plenty to go around. There's plenty to go around. And God in heaven knows that I mean this. There's plenty to go around because these are dangers to our community. They're dangerous. And it's good that it's being pointed out. And I want to thank Brother Tahaka Bey for the work that he's doing.
Now, I'm calling you tomorrow. I got a special request that you come on here before this week out. So I'm going to call you tomorrow, like I said. And if I fail to call you, please text me so we can get it going. All right?
I certainly will, brother.
All right. Don't forget, brother. Make sure you text
I won't.
me.
The sister just told me she's going to remind me. She knows I have to get it out.
Yeah.
If I don't get it out with you, the sister has to hear it, brother. I've got to get it out.
You know, hey, that's how it is with the true riders in the movement. Because I know Miss Brenda hear it to Kingdom Come when Kabaka start talking. I know my wife hear it on my end. So when we get to talking, that's right, we got to get it out. And so, yeah, brother, make sure you do that. And we're going to set it up tomorrow for sure. I'll be so busy, so it could slip my mind. But don't let it slip your mind. And to your wife, tell her, say, assalamu alaikum, and don't let it slip her mind to remind you, all right?
Certainly. She gives you the greeting as well, brother. And, it's just beautiful what you're doing, brother. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful because Allah is with you. He's empowered you, and he's giving you that wisdom on how to do that. And we've got to continue on. You know, I have Muslim brothers, and brother Kabaka and Sister Harris, I have Muslim brothers that are angry because of that truth. And a lot of them see the truth. Now you see a great falling away from Minister Louis Farrakhan. I have something to do with that But you got all these agents coming out. Now Nuri, he's an agent. He's coming out. Oh yes. Wesley's an agent.
Hey, brother, you can't say that without proof, though. On
Yes, sir.
TV.
Yes, sir. Well, the proof, the white man used circumstantial evidence, and we got to get wise. And we got to start using the same evidence.
We're gonna see what you got this week. It might be tomorrow night if you're free. But let me get up here, and I'm a. Hey, listen. Oh my God! I gotta let you go, brother. Tomorrow night it is then.
Yes, sir.
Hey, brother, listen. Tomorrow we need to talk so we can formulate the show, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay?
Excellent, brothers and sisters, and I want to thank you all for your work. Don't give up on us, brother. Keep on standing up, but also protect yourself and put people around you that's going to have your back. Last thing I want to say is this, and that's why it's good. Your wife was in the trenches with you. Brother Taharka's wife is in the trenches with him. My sister wife is in the trenches with me. And I want to say that right there is the beginning of all the stuff that you need. Because if it hadn't been for my wife, Sister Joanna, I would have been rotting in a jail. But that sister raised money, got out there and raised money, brother, with a baby on her hip and one in her stomach, and raised money and got the brother out. So I'm so happy, brother. I'm so blessed. I'm so happy and so blessed. So God has given us what we need, and we just got to lean and depend on what God has given us and hold up that black woman. All praises be to Allah, because she's what God has given us to keep us strong.
That's right. Woo! I could drop the mic, but I got to let my guest close us out. Thank you, brother. Hopefully we're going to be here tomorrow. We're going to find out. And Cisco, make sure that you text me, call me, send a pigeon or something, because we're going to set this up, and I'm going to call you around noon or in the evening. We're going to set the show up. All right?
Certainly. Salam alaikum.
Right, peace, my brother. Wa alaikum salam. All right, here we go, family.
Hey,
so, family.
Can I just say this real quick?
Yes, sir. The floor is yours, brother. Take it.
At the bottom of my screen, it says mic, and it says cam, it says settings, then it says chat, and then it says leave. You can leave the show.
Right.
Somehow someone texted me a chat, and I looked at it. I opened it, and it's Janae. She said, "Keep my son name out of your mouth," which I ain't mention your son.
Oh.
And then she said, "I'm a liar." How am I a liar?
Hold up. See, I didn't want to bring her in because you're the guest, and okay, hold up 1 second. So I see what you're talking about. I didn't see that, and usually I don't really pay attention to that till after the show, but you're talking about this here. She said, "Keep my son name out of your mouth." Who? I'm scared to ask. You didn't mention nobody's son.
I never mentioned your son. And this is my mouth. If I want to say what I want to say, I'm going to say it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not with all that talking and stuff.
No, what I'm saying is you didn't mention anybody's son, though.
I didn't mention nobody's son. She just guilty of being an idiot that she is. And yes, I am calling you idiot. Because you down with Akbar. Absolutely, you're down with
thing is, but my thing is I'm trying to figure out, keep my son name out your mouth. You didn't mention anybody's son.
Absolutely, I did not. I mentioned nobody's son.
I don't think we even know. I mean, I don't know her. I don't know her. Maybe she talk about me, because I don't know her son. Is her son named Brian Reynolds or something?
I don't know his name. I don't even know. I don't know his name at all.
Because I'm saying that's the only name I mentioned on here. It says Black 19, the personal property of Brian Reynolds. That's the only other name that was mentioned in this show. So yes. she might was talking to me. I mean, maybe Brian Reynolds, her son. I don't know, because that's the only. I'm just saying I'm not sure, but that's the only name that was mentioned. So, but whatever the case may be, brother, how you want to take us up out of here, brother? And I would like to come back and do an update, because this show was blazing, and I hope, and what I mean by blazing, that it was raw, uncut truth, and it wasn't no skirting around the truth. It was raw, uncut truth.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say this.
I mean, your experience. When I say raw, uncut truth, it was your experience, but we have something to measure it against, though.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We got the video to measure it against. We got the interviews to measure it against. And like, if someone was, somebody said if her son name is Byron, then she know what really happened. Somebody said if her son name is Byron, then she know what really happened to the firearm. And they said the gun, where it come from. What else did somebody say?
Where did the gun come from? That's what they asking?
No, on the paper it said Brian. What did it say? Brian Reynolds or something? And I'm just saying that might be her son, because that's the only name that was mentioned in this broadcast. I don't know. I'm not going to try to figure it out, but hey, but whatever the case may be, brother, the floor is yours, brother. Take us out.
Well, I'm just going to say this like this, you know. I didn't really want to respond to her because I don't have nothing else to say to her for the rest of my life. And I'm not going to go back and forth on Facebook.
Not for your whole life, brother. Come on.
My whole entire life. You know what I'm saying? And she couldn't say that to my wife either. But I'm just saying this. I'm not the brother to get on Facebook and go back and forth with nobody. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to say this. Anybody that's friends with Akbar, delete yourself off my Facebook and delete your sorry black tail off my wife's Facebook. Okay? We don't want nothing to do with you. Because I do be checking your friend list. Okay? I don't want you on my wife friend list, and definitely not on mine. Because all your suspect that's riding with him. Okay? And like I said, the truth hurt. You know, the truth hurt. Like, and I will say this, though. The gun came from Spartanburg, South Carolina. Now you put 2 and 2 together. Okay? That's where the stolen gun came from. And Brian Reynolds is an older man. Older, I don't know if he's white or black. I tried to look him up, but I wasn't successful with that. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? We don't play games, okay? We definitely don't play games. You're not no social media gangster. But you see me on the street and you approach me, I'm sending you to the morgue. I'm saying that straight up just like that. I don't play with nobody. Okay? Don't come at me with all that mouth and ask me questions. I answer nobody questions when you trying to defend Akbar and anyone else that's associated with Akbar. Just keep it pushing, you see me. And my wife. But trust and believe we know how to defend ourselves. We ain't with all that fake wannabe revolutionary marching with white boys and stuff. And you know who I'm talking about too. You know what I'm saying? You got white boys in your formation, you was marching with him. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. All this stuff is suspect. That's why we stepped away. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we still Panthers, but we didn't submit our resignation because we didn't have nobody to submit it to. You know what I'm saying? So we just left it like that and we opened our organization. And like I said, our organization, we will give you a polygraph test before your 90 days is up. You know, I'm closed out with that, like that. You know what I'm saying? So you want to say something?
How about my sister Brenda Harris? Anything you want to say? Do you feel
I'll mute your mic.
Do you feel vindicated, brother Kabaka and sister Brenda, that you are able to express what actually happened, considering everybody else had their chance to tell their story? Now you get to tell yours.
Yeah, it feel like I took a load off my shoulder, you know, and it really feel good. I'm still angry about it. I think I will stay angry for the rest of my life when I think about it, you know. And like I said, I can't talk about my wife too long about, you know, what she's been through with this whole ordeal, you know, her crying for 2 weeks. Or probably more. I think it was more than 2 weeks. Straight. We're talking about day and night. You know what I'm saying?
Every day for 3 weeks.
Yeah, and I had to sit there and indulge that. You know what I'm saying? And endure that. And I got emotional. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I only can talk about it so long. You know, for someone to be in her position to be a nurse, went to school for 8 years for university, and she is a CPR instructor, You know what I'm saying? So that's a lot to lose. You know, for someone to come along, you know, saying they a revolutionary brother and then set us up like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if that was me, I would have stood down off of him if he would have did that to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? I would have stood down. I would have been associated with him anymore until all this stuff was over and I found out the real truth. I would have backed off from him. Instead, people still rolling with it. Well, they're just ignoring the fact of what a lot of Panthers are doing. They fake revolutionaries. Fake.
Yeah.
Wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight. For real.
And I think people who are interested in joining any group, man, go look up their resume, look up the track record. What have they really accomplished?
Yes.
I was talking to a sister today, and she probably watching. She a diehard supporter of Grandmaster Jay, and I seen her in the grocery store today, and we had a long back and forth conversation in the grocery store. One of the things that I was pointing out to her is that what has he really accomplished? He got permits to march. They wearing armbands. Like, this is not a resistance movement. This is not no, like, there's nothing that Grandmaster Jay did that the average person that want to have a protest did. You know what I mean? That's not impressive. The only difference was, instead of having a sign, they had a gun that they wasn't going to use in the first place. So what's the point?
That's right.
What's the point? You know what I mean? And I won't encourage anybody to use any weapons. I don't believe that that's even the proper response, you know, to police brutality. I believe that you should most people don't understand that the chief of police, or the most head position in the police department, is a voted position. If you get everybody to vote one way, you can get that out. You can get that gone in a day. You know what I'm saying? Get everybody on the same page. You know what I'm saying? Bum rush the voting center. Get everybody out that way. We moving in one way. You can change that in one day. You can remove judges and everything. I mean, that don't mean that we stop the economics. That don't mean that we stop the self-defense training. That don't mean that we stop the education and the spiritual things that we need to do. But we haven't even tried the political angle not one time yet. You know what I'm saying? After the Reconstruction, our people tried the political thing, and man, the things was picking up. And then some kind of way they convinced us that that's not a proper angle to go. But everywhere you go, even here in Baltimore, see the people of India have their own community. They locking that thing down politically. They got their hand on the pulse. They got their hand on the pen, and they got their hand on the check. Like, we only find one angle, you know what I'm saying? And that's crazy. We find one angle. We think that we're going to march our way up out of this situation. And we're not going to march our way up out of this situation. What y'all do self-defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all protectors of the community. But there's other aspects that we need to do. And with Grandmaster Jay and all of these other groups, they just chasing the camera. They ain't defending nobody. When the last time they really defended somebody?
I never seen it defend nobody.
Only thing they did was find a situation, and they hoop and holler about it after the fact. But I ain't seen them defend nobody. When we look at the original Panthers, man, they were standing in the front stores. Y'all ain't going up in here. You look at the original Panthers, they was really defending people.
That's right.
These people ain't defending nobody.
That's
right. You know
right.
what I'm saying? So I mean, I salute y'all for what y'all doing, and the door is always open for y'all to come on through and give us an update, man. And I would love for y'all to come back, just like our other group out there in that left what's the brother, the crazy guy from Pansac. They left him and they started their thing, and so I invite them back. I like to invite you back to tell us how you doing with y'all organization. And like you say, brother, screen them good, because in this era time, you never know who's who.
That's right. You all getting screened. You refuse that screen, you will not continue with us.
That's right. And I like what you said too. I like about your responsible approach, because every situation doesn't deserve no over-the-top extreme aggression. You know what I mean? Ultimately, everybody want to make it home to their children. You know what I'm saying? Want to make it home to their wives, want to make it home to their husbands. And so if you can diffuse a situation and everybody make it home, and everybody actually get the point that we're not going to stand for this, then that's a job well done.
That's why I wanted. That was my intentions the whole time to do that.
That's right. So I thank y'all, family. I got to go. Very, very, very engaging show, and I appreciate y'all. And I'll be reaching out to y'all tomorrow to see if y'all want to come and talk about y'all organization, so we can give the public an understanding of what your organization is about. That if people want to join, because we didn't even talk about that, if people would like to join your organization, we'll find a pathway to get them connected to you. All right?
I appreciate it, brother. We love to do that. Definitely.
Absolutely. Thank you. And sis, thank you for being a ride alive. I don't say ride or die, ride alive. That's right. We're going to ride and live. You know what I'm saying? That's right. That's right. It's because people say they get something to die for. I say, man, I'm going to fight for something to live for. So thank you for riding and living, sis. Because, hey, they say the sister's the backbone, big bro.
That's right.
All right. Peace and love, family.
Peace and love, brother.
Peace and love. So, family, that was a beautiful demonstration tonight. I think that show deserved everybody to thumbs up this thing. Circle it around. If y'all follow the show, y'all know that this was an ongoing story. And I know people going to be inboxing me. They're going to be messaging me because they wanted their side of the story to be told and wasn't aware that other people will come and tell their side of the story. But I keep telling people, don't blame me. I'm just the host of the show. So don't blame me. You feel me? Don't blame me. Because if you come and tell a story and it doesn't measure out, and I think it's a little bit shaky, and then somebody reach out to me and they want to respond, I will allow that response. But the thing we're going to do is we're going to keep it respectful. We're going to keep it intelligent. And we're not going to turn this to a YouTube cat fight, a mudslinging fest. Tell your story. It might be gritty. It might be grimy, but we're going to keep it respectful at the end of the day. And we can't there'll be no reason for one to come on here and say, that motherfucker lying, and that we ain't doing that on Morse World TV. Nah. You come in here and say, what actually happened was this. Brother, I disagree with your events, I just disagree. Now let me tell you how it happened. And we can have those conversations. And we need to get better at having conversations that are heated, that are emotionally driven. We need to definitely be better communicators as it relates to getting in these heated conversations. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all watch me do debates, man. They try to throw Prophet Noble Drew Ali under the bus. I'm like, I had to learn that. And I think we need to get there as we disagree. Because if you're not an agent, then prove you're not an agent. Show you're not an agent. Who are you? Where you grew up at? Where your family at? Where your children? What you doing? Like for instance, if Akbar is not an agent, then Akbar, come on the show. Matter of fact, you don't even got to come on the show. Do a show. Show people where you at. Show people where you grew up at. Show people who you are. See, we know everything about Detroit Red. See, we know everything about Malcolm. See, we know everything about Malik Zulu. We know everything about Malik El-Hajj El-Shabazz. We don't know nothing about Malik Zulu. All we know is that he say he grew up in Los Angeles or California. That's all we know. We know nothing else about him. We don't know nothing about his childhood friends. I bring all my childhood friends on here next week. They would love to come on the show. It'd be a whole bunch of them. A whole bunch of them. I can go to my old school. You see what I'm saying? I can do all that. See, a lot of these people, they are unable to do that. You follow me? They are unable to do that. So with that being said, be careful who you rock with. Be careful who lying to you. You know what I'm saying? Because they definitely going to be lying to you. And guess what they're going to say?
He says to Harker Bay, Toronto Johnson.
That's what they're going to say.
I call for a mortgage quit on brother Toronto Johnson. And anybody who's riding with him with this scandal, with these videos of me and my wife frauding the people.
Check it.
I never saw my brothers and sisters serving these packages when I was with Daweed Ali and them and Taj and them used to come to Chicago.
I laid them old boys to rest.
Toronto Johnson? I called for a mortgage court on brother Toronto Johnson. And anybody who's riding with him with this scandal, with these videos of me and my wife frauding the people. I never saw my brothers and sisters serving these packages when I was with Daweed Ali and them and Taj and them used to come to Chicago.
I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. If you a friend of the Moors, then you a friend of mine. I was told to watch my enemies, now hold my line. Those that speak against the prophet, they speak against me. And I'm speaking about the prophet over Drew Ali, who was the first to remind you and bind you back to Morocco, the mountains, Mississippi, and Quebec. Told you you wasn't black, proved it with straight facts. You tripping off trucks, you need to be tripping off that. Now here we go again, acting like you a slave. Family, see y'all tonight, 9:30. Let's go. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the